we back in this bitch, baby. This is the 3-Man Podcast with your boys, Max Powers, Sean Wildcat, and your boy Dragon. Dragon's gonna be joining us a little later, but we are here right now, baby.
I don't like nobody. Jews, niggas, Asians, blacks, whites, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, dogs, horses, fish, roaches, worms, butterflies, ants. Nigga, I don't like nothing. Nigga.
Shit,
Yeah.
that sound like my phone because when you started up, my phone was like, nope, gotta go.
I feel you, man. Shit happen like that sometimes, man. Shit happen
Like
that.
I turned my headphones on and the whole screen just froze, and I was like, what the hell? Oh, the whole shit just froze. I was like, that's crazy. So I
Damn.
had to restart it. Yeah.
It is what it is, man. Shit happen. Shit.
Don't
happen.
like the black man.
Yeah. Folks, how you doing out there tonight, man? There's been a lot of stuff going on, man. I mean, you know, Kimmel got pulled off, Kimmel got reinstated. We're going to go into that tonight because ABC, Mr. Freedom of Speech, everybody equal, you know, left-leaning ABC, is forcing its affiliates, allegedly, to put Kimmel back on. The ones that don't put Kimmel back on, they are pulling SEC football off of their platform so that people cannot get SEC football if they do not put Jimmy Kimmel back on the affiliates that Nexstar, and this is specifically for Nexstar. That's some crazy shit, man. It's crazy, man.
Is this actually true? Where did you find this at?
Hold on, real quick. I heard about it. So ABC has suspended him because that was the other day. So hold on here. Jimmy Kimmel Reeves coming back. Video ABC
because if that is absolutely true, that is like that is major fucking news.
All right, so this is ABC's statement, and I'll pull it up for y'all to see. This is ABC's statement, official statement about this whole Jimmy Kimmel shit. Okay. Says that ABC will reinstate Jimmy Kimmel late night show in the wake of criticism over his comments about the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Officials with the network said Monday, "We have spent the last days having thoughtful conversations with Jimmy, and after those conversations, we reached the decision to return the show on Tuesday," said the statement from the network. ABC suspended Kimmel indefinitely after comments he made about Kirk, who was killed September 10th in a monologue. Kimmel said many in MAGA land are working very hard to capitalize on the murder of Charlie Kirk, and that the MAGA gang was definitely trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them, which is some bull. We know that. Let's see what else it says. Lies when to send to suspend production on the show to avoid further inflaming a tense situation at an emotional moment for our country. The decision we made because we felt so many comments were ill-timed and thus insensitive. We have spent the last days having thoughtful conversations with Jimmy. Now, those conversations, we reached the decision to return the show on Tuesday. Now, what's crazy is, why the hell did it say that? Hold on. Okay, Disney and Chaos. Let's see what this one says. Hold on, folks. Because I could have sworn I heard them say something about they're going to pull the SEC. Hold on. It's got to be in here. Because we want to make sure that we report.
Hold on 1 second, Sean. Let me get a Don DeMarco real quick. Let me get a Don DeMarco.
Oh, I wish I could. I fucked up the damn sound the other day, man. I gotta find it. Hold on. I fucked up the sound. Hold on.
You always fucking with shit, Sean.
All right, man. Whatever, dude. Hold on.
Always fucking with shit. Always messing up a good thing.
Don DeMarco.
Man, let me get a Don DeMarco.
Hold on.
Don DeMarco.
Man, let me get a Don DeMarco for goddamn Sean, who said black women said black man can't read.
Who said that?
Black women said black man can't read. Let me get Don DeMarco for Sean, nigga. For Wildcat, nigga.
Hold on, dude.
Boy, that boy can read, nigga.
God
Don
damn it.
DeMarco.
I
Why
can
is
hear
it
the
doing
Don
this? Hold
DeMarco.
on.
I can hear it.
Hold on. I'm trying to get back. I'm trying to get control of this bitch again. Hold on.
Like,
God damn it. God damn it.
gotta get nigga.
Don DeMarco.
Let's see if it works.
I can hear it, nigga.
Don
But you were
DeMarco.
talking, so you got recorded. You were talking, so you got recorded. Hold on. Stop chewing for a minute. Matter of fact, no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Do what you do.
Okay.
Damn it.
Don DeMarco.
There we go.
Don DeMarco.
All right, done. All right, so folks, I'm trying to find proof because I heard it. And they said something about forcing their affiliates to air Kimmel, or they were going to pull SEC. And I know it's here. I just got to find it, folks. So please be patient with us for just a minute. It says will all says will all affiliates be carrying Jimmy Kimmel?
I should never say shit about the goddamn yeah, that's what I get for showing black man props. You see this, guys?
What happened?
This is what I get for trying to show a black man props, nigga.
Oh, thank you, dude.
This is what I get, nigga. The whole stream is fucked up. Oh, I'm like, god damn it, like, oh, like, fuck.
It ain't fucked
shit
up,
ain't recorded
man.
now. This shit ain't goddamn recorded now.
It is recording.
Like out of nowhere, some sticky syrup shit got on the key. You don't know where the fuck it came from. I don't know why it's red. Is this grenadine, nigga? What the fuck is this red syrupy shit? Bitch, you been eating candy?
Hold on real quick. Yeah, man. Extract final step with SC file with Python. No, I ain't saying nothing about no Python. God dang. I swear, sometimes this thing is so smart, it's stupid. It's so smart, it's stupid. Well, I'll get that later, folks. Okay, so first of all, folks, once again, ABC supposedly is forcing their affiliates to show Kimmel. All right, and let's see if I can. You know what? Fuck that shit. Hold on. ABC forcing.
You said they refuse to play the SEC games.
They're thinking about it.
If they like, what I'm saying is that is major fucking news, bro. That is like, oh my god, you're about to have where niggas are about to fight.
Oh yeah, if they do that, they will. It says that they had a $4 billion boycott of ABC, which is crazy. It's just crazy. It really is. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna show y'all this short. Look at this shit, man. These mugs, man. I swear, they will. God dang.
Jimmy Kimmel is coming back tonight, but you may not actually be able to watch him. Because like I briefly touched on yesterday, it happened right as I was uploading the show. ABC announced that Kimmel is returning to air, releasing a statement saying last Wednesday, we made the decision to suspend production on the show to avoid further inflaming a tense situation at an emotional moment for our country. It is a decision we made because we felt some of the comments were ill-timed and thus insensitive. We have spent the last days having thoughtful conversations with Jimmy, and after those conversations, we reached the decision to return the show on Tuesday. Of course, we can't mention the suspension without kind of mentioning the quick TLDR that led to it, because you had many saying that this was a free speech issue. This was Disney caving to the FCC after its chairman suggested that he might take regulatory action against the network. Right, and Kimmel's suspension also came after two major station owners, Nexstar and Sinclair, denounced Kimmel and said they wouldn't air him last week. And well, now, despite ABC bringing Kimmel back, both companies seem to be sticking with their decision. But yesterday, you had Sinclair saying that Kimmel's show would be replaced with news programming, and discussions with ABC are ongoing as we evaluate the show's potential return. And that was something that really wasn't surprising, right? Because in addition to preempting the show, Jimmy Kimmel is coming back tonight, but you may not actually be able to watch him. Because and Kimmel's suspension also came after two major station owners, Nexstar and Sinclair, denounced Kimmel and said they wouldn't air him last week. And well, now, despite ABC bringing Kimmel back, both companies seem to be sticking with their decision. But yesterday, you had Sinclair saying that Kimmel's show would be replaced with news programming, and discussions with ABC are ongoing as we evaluate the show's potential return. And that was something that really wasn't surprising, right? Because in addition to preempting the show last week, Sinclair also demanded that Kimmel apologize to Kirk's family and make a substantial donation to the family and Turning Point USA. And then this morning, we heard from Nexstar, with them saying we made a decision last week to preempt Jimmy Kimmel Live following what ABC referred to as Mr. Kimmel's ill-timed and insensitive comments at a critical time in our national discourse. And adding, we stand by that decision pending assurance that all parties are committed to fostering an environment of respectful, constructive dialogue in the markets we serve. And this could really limit Kimmel's audience. I mean, Nexstar owns around 30 ABC stations, and Sinclair owns and controls around 40. In fact, between the two, it's been reported that they make up around 25% of ABC's affiliate reach. You know, while many might think as a consumer, okay, well, I don't really care. I'm gonna watch it on YouTube or streaming. For advertisers and connected to that Disney, that could be a problem because they buy time during the broadcast. We're gonna see in the very near future how big of a chunk of that audience has been taken out. Jimmy Kimmel.
All right, so you got that, right? That's what's going on, right? But also, I wish I could find this stuff, man, because supposedly there are some talks. Let's see what Tim Cass says.
Hold on. Jimmy Kimmel would be returning to the airwaves, except not on Sinclair broadcast stations. And everybody's wondering why.
In fact, Al Jazeera has an article saying, what did Jimmy offer up? How is he getting his show back despite reportedly changing nothing? He's not going to apologize. That's the report we've got circling around. And he's going to issue his same statement criticizing MAGA. That's what we're hearing. So why get suspended for 5 days and then brought back? Well, my friends, there are a series of stories that are out, and I would speculate the terror attacks against ABC and the threats really got Bob Iger and Dana Walden terrified. I think that's an honest and fair assessment because otherwise we have no real reason. Maybe we...
Hello? Sean, you there?
had to pull the Charlie Kirk Memorial off the...
Hold the fuck up. Hold up. Hold up. Did he just say that Kash Patel and Pam Bondi both have death threats?
What more do...
Yeah. Yeah. You ain't know that? Sean, can you hear me?
He's frozen.
Oh, that is his shit. I keep thinking it's mine. That is his shit.
That's his, because you see how he frozen right there?
Hold on, man. Get a zoom up on this nigga real quick.
Yeah. No, I'm taking
his screenshot. We got the screenshot for your ass, Sean. What's up with you, Dragon? How you doing, brother?
I'm tired.
Y'all good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just tired, man.
Yeah, I'm same way, man.
Just tired. Tough to...
Hey, check out the chat. That's that nigga face right there. That nigga was like, what? What happened? Who? You back, Sean? Or you look like he's okay, he back. He back. I seen the screen moving.
Yeah, his mic is off. He's muted.
No, I had my phantom power to my mic was off. Can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Can y'all hear me? Okay, cool. My
Yeah,
phantom
we
power's
hear you.
off. So yeah, I did not know that they had gotten death threats, man. That's crazy.
Yeah. A lot of people got death threats. Hell, I even got one death threat.
Well, I know you told us about that, man, but I mean, you know, this
Like
shit's crazy, man. Once
every
again, the left, y'all, the left.
it's like whenever I tell people, I was like, bruh, I'm like, I won't. I was like, they keep talking about, well, we're going to convert you back to back on the Democrat side. I'm like, no, look, you would never, fucking ever. If basically if it's either here's one way I will ever vote back Democrat. Either the candidate is that fucking good, or I'm goddamn delusional and I should be put down like the dog that I am. You would never see me ever vote with Democrat because of the fact off of GP, these motherfuckers doxed me.
They doxed you, dog.
They doxed me.
Give me a pillow, please. Get out of here.
No,
No, I'm saying
serious,
they
dude,
need to
like,
they need to get out of here. That's what I'm saying. They need to get out of here.
like, dude, they destroyed one of my fucking businesses. They made sure that it was so many bad reviews of people who never even bought product from us. It was just bad reviews, and we just had to take it off Google. Majority of our walk-ins were from Google because we kept getting harassed. People kept making phone calls. People just kept harassing, bad reviews. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Talking about I hate black women. I'm like, you're talking to a black woman.
That's what that shit is. My VPN was on, man, in Netherlands. That's why shit wasn't.
You couldn't even, like, dog, they did this shit during the time, actually, they did this shit the day before my fucking father passed away. They did this shit during when my dad passed away. That's the reason why I have, when I'd say about the left, and I would tell people absolute truth about the left, is that I also, and whenever I tried to do to keep my biases out of it, but do I have a strong hatred for these far leftists? Yes, I do. Because they did shit that I even would never think about doing to my own enemy.
They do that often.
I'm like, a person is, and that's when somebody was just like, well, they start celebrating Charles Kirk death. I was like, that's the fuck they do.
My little glow thing is probably in the room. That shit's crazy.
All because I refuse to agree with a goddamn simp. The information that came out now, like that's the reason why with some of these TikTok motherfuckers, I used to get on these niggas. I was like, yo, why you bending over backwards for these niggas? These motherfuckers weird. Finding out, oh, one has a SA charge against a 15, 14-year-old girl, then I'm like, nigga, you was bending over backwards for this nigga, and this nigga was saying bullshit to me, but you kicked me off of your platform when you getting money from me, nigga. I don't get money from you. But that's how niggas be.
That shit's ridiculous, dog.
Yeah.
All right, let's moving on.
The air just minutes before it was going to go on. So not off the air, but from their schedule, because several ABC affiliate stations started getting terroristic threats. Right now, maybe it's not the reason.
Y'all hear that, right?
The only information we actually have to go on as to why they'd bring Jimmy Kimmel back without actually getting an apology or anything would be threats of death. And I will say this personally. I understand how Bob Iger must be feeling in the wake of these stories. His security team coming to him and saying, listen, they're going to kill you. Look what they've done in a matter of days. And I've got the receipts for you. All of this lines up. Now, I'll say a few things. I don't actually know. We don't have the reporting or the facts as to why ABC decided to bring Jimmy Kimmel back. So we can make up a bunch of reasons in our head. The only information that we have is terror attacks happened, and then without changing a thing, they said they'd bring him back. So what I would say is perhaps the probability is low that this was a factor. The terroristic threats forced Bob Iger and Dana Walden to give Jimmy his show back. But that's the only information we have to go off again. So everything else is speculation. The probability of this is probably low, but still significant. And it's Occam's razor. In the absence of evidence, the solution that makes the least amount of assumptions tends to be correct. So let me go through all of this and break down for you the terror attacks, why Jimmy Kimmel is likely coming back. Here's the story from CNN. Kimmel's show to return Tuesday, but Sinclair will continue to keep it off its ABC stations. They say not all of ABC affiliate stations will be carrying Jimmy Kimmel's comeback show. Sinclair, one of the country's biggest owners of local stations, said its ABC affiliates will preempt the show beginning Tuesday night. Discussions with ABC are ongoing as we evaluate the show's potential return.
You want to hear something funny?
Conservative owners condemned Kimmel last week,
Sean,
and contributed to ABC parent ABC parent Disney's decision to pull the show from the airways temporarily.
this is the reason why I hate. No, I'm gonna take away the word hate. This is the reason why I strongly dislike these I would call them neocons Republicans, but majority have all gone. But these soft ass, weak ass Republicans, this is the reason why they piss me off so much. Because of the fact that when this shit happened years ago towards the right, the left did not fold at all. There was like, no, take Roseanne Barr off of the air. No, take fire the guy from Netflix, the person who was basically explaining what bad
Tucker
words
Carlson
we
also.
do not use. Tucker Carlson, the guy from Netflix, he was describing what bad words they could not use. Used them again to describing what words you can't use. They fired the fucking man because they use those certain type of words to describe what they won't allow on the platform. Fire the fucking guy, which was absolutely insane because you're basically telling the guy not to do his job, but he has to describe you what's the words that are going to be banned on the platform. Fire the dude. Nothing happens basically because the left. One thing I could talk about, I could talk a lot of shit about the left. One thing I can say about the left, they will hold their feet to the fire. They will stand firm on their fucking beliefs. They will stand goddamn firm. Republicans, they do this shit that the Democrats won't even do for the Republicans, but they're going to do for the Democrats. That's the reason why I said all of these weak-ass Republicans primaried. Get their asses out of office because we don't need no more weak-ass fucking Republicans that there is right now.
Well, hopefully they will, man.
Because don't get it twisted. Kimmel, whatever the fuck his name is, fuck that nigga. His ass got a felon platform. Not only had a felon platform, but he literally spit bullshit propaganda and nothing happens.
Yeah, that shit's crazy, man. That
Because
shit's crazy.
he has a duty to the public of, honestly, when it comes to the safety of the public, you're not supposed to do no harm. And he decided to say, you know what, fuck that, Trump delusion. Basically, man, what was that? You know what? Go ahead and play it real quick. Just come back to me real quick. Come back to me.
Okay.
Temporarily. The Kimmel controversy erupted after he said, quote, "The mega gang is desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving." Now, that's shockingly offensive because for the most part, that he's just pointing to some individuals that does not represent those mourning Charlie Kirk, and it implies the assassin was a Trump supporter. He's not. Now, I do think there's a lot of questions around what's going on with this assassin and this network, perhaps, though no one actually has any answers.
What's up?
There are questions over whether or not this shooter is actually the shooter.
What's up?
So the reason why all these media pundits got TDS, Trump derangement syndrome, for the people who don't know, is the great philosopher from the old ways said it the best. The name of Biggie Smalls. Can you hear me, Sean?
That is
Can you hear me?
that's a 10-4. Come on, man.
Number 4, I know you heard this before. Never get high on your own supply. That's the fuck what they did.
Yep.
They peddle the Trump derangement syndrome to the American people. Then once they got hooked on the Trump derangement syndrome, they kept on, you know what? They start dibbling and dabbling their own supply and shit. You know, start taking a little here, you know, Trump ain't shit, a little fuck Trump, a little Nazi Republicans are bad. And they just kept on getting high on their own supplies till one day, like, dog, this shit is literally like, dog, you are a death cult. That is it. This is a death cult we're dealing with.
Yep.
You promise nothing but death. That is it. At what point do people wake up and see this shit? I know black people. I know black people will never wake up to see this shit. So I really don't even. I know black people ain't gonna wake up. My bad. Not black people. Niggas. Niggas ain't gonna wake up to see this shit because honestly.
Yeah, go ahead.
You gotta mute your mic, brother. Yeah. You gotta mute your mic, Sean. No problem. My bad. So yeah, they never gonna. Honestly, black folks.
That ain't me. That's another noise somewhere. That ain't me.
Oh my bad. I don't know. It sound like somebody's eating dinner and shit, having conversation and shit. That's what I thought it was you, but yeah, I don't see I don't see black people gonna get this shit together. So I honestly, when it comes to talking about black, when it's come to talking about black folks and what the black community to do, it's kind of like at this point, it's kind of like redundant. It's like we. You remember 8 Mile? 8 Mile?
Yeah.
You ever seen the movie 8 Mile? All right. It was at
all the way through, but I feel you what you're saying.
At the end, it was at the battle rap at the end of the movie. You know, it was when the time Eminem he just it was the time, it was the like last battle rap where he actually didn't choke and he actually won the rap. You know, he went from everybody to like the fucking worm braids nigga, you know, all the way to Papa Doc, and found out his real name is Clarence. And so he said basically one of the rhymes he said was you saying the same shit that he said. It was basically the guy before him. He said the same shit, talking about him. He's a bum, trailer park white trash. The homie fucked his girl and all that shit. Right?
I mean, when he started using their own insults against them so they couldn't have no energy.
Well, it's basically the next dude went up there. He basically said the same shit, but he said it in a different way. Right? And it's basically that's what's going on in the black community. It's like we're saying the same shit that we've been saying since 1990, and no one ever thought we need to do something different.
That's because most black folks just fucking plantation minded and just lost, man. It's sheep, man. They are on a destructive programming that is already fucking taking over their thought process, and there's no way out for them.
And the crazy thing is, bruh, it will be motherfuckers that you agree with a lot with, and when you come to their politics, you're just like, why the fuck do you think this way? You know, it's like
And they can't even answer that.
Yeah, it's like I know y'all like this. I know y'all like this content creator. I want to call him out, but kind of the same thing when it comes to certain things with Andre and Love crossing borders, because he kind of got a little bit.
He doesn't think he has any plantation mind thinking about him, but he does.
Yeah, and I was just like, I'm like, well, it's kind of like, I'm like, I agree with you on some things, but you kind of far off of this one, brother. I'm sorry, dude. You kind of really.
I mean,
far off,
he's highly critical of some things Trump has done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say I totally agree with everything Trump's done, but I also am open-minded to know that shit gonna work out right. But he's not in that. He's not in that mindset.
Yeah,
He basically said, "Well, y'all stuck over there with Trump. Y'all voted for it. That's what you did." And I'm like, come on, Andre.
Yeah, and it's like, well, it's like, would he been better off with Kamala?
Exactly.
Because I'm like, you know, and it's something I explained to my other homeboy, because he has Trump derangement syndrome, but he lives outside of the country, and I was just like, would you feel better if Kamala was? If you feel better, Kamala was, was in charge? You feel better? Do you think that you think your money will go as long as it is now if Kamala's in charge? Because Kamala was talking about giving free shit. Like,
not
nigga,
only that,
Kamala was also talking about taking 40 to 50% of your crypto assets as well too. Fuck that.
Not only that, how in the hell could you vote for somebody that can't even manage their own budget on their campaign? You had less time than anybody in history to campaign, and you raised this crazy. Your time frame for campaigning was half to even a quarter of the time that you usually have to campaign.
Because it was a cash grab, bro. That's what it was. It was a cash grab.
I don't know where all that money went, but it sure was a cash grab, because you raised more money than anybody in the history of campaigning, and then you win the debt $20 million.
It went to her coke addiction. You know she on coke.
Well, I don't know what she on, but all I know is this. Right now, she got to be on coke the way she trying to throw everybody under the bus, and everybody's turning on her ass.
Oh no, it's my favorite thing is watching these people, like, they keep bringing up the Epstein files and shit, and I'm just like, you realize your candidate was in the office for, like, I don't know, 4 fucking years. You never gave a fuck about it.
Mm-hmm.
But pretty much all the conservatives gave a fuck about it. And we're just we're just gonna let it take its time. We're just gonna let it run its course.
He was convicted when Trump was in office. Trump helped bring him to fucking justice. He was he was an undercover informant for the FBI on this shit. But they won't say that though. Damn, I burnt.
Because, like I said, I feel I was always optimistic for the the client list come out, but I'm gonna be real with you, bro. It's at a point to where if this nigga is finally, I know he's not on the client list because of the fact that Democrats would have been used that. So, like, yeah.
Not only that, man. He cut off communications with Epstein about around right after Epstein purchased the island in 18. He completely cut him off by 20. He had already stopped flying with him from Mar-a-Lago to New York, which is the only flight list that he's on. He's not on any flight list going to Epstein Island. So he cut off communication with him because dude tried to steal some employees, and also he sexually harassed somebody at Mar-a-Lago. So I don't know what the hell these Democrats talking about. And then really, if you think about it, I think they're playing chess. I think they're going to release it when they need to. I think they're going to wait till the freaking right before freaking midterms. I think they're hesitating to do that. They're getting everything right, getting all the ducks in a row. And the Democrats don't even understand. If they release that fucking list, y'all already are in risk of not ever being president again. They released that list. The House and the Senate won't be Democratic led for decades.
Mm-hmm.
Decades. It will almost be a one-party country at this point. It's probably going to be the independents are probably going to start their own party, and you're going to have Republicans and independents. And you'll still have the Democrats, but they'll be all less. They'll be all socialists. That's what it's going to be like to me, I think.
Well, that's what the Democrat Party is turning to.
Mhm.
Gang full of socialists.
Let's look at a little bit more of this. We're going to go to something else.
And that's for real. And what I'll say to that is there are a lot of people coming out with conspiracies on this one. And I think the official story leans towards being the most correct. Though we have questions, I think that's fair to say. On Wednesday, 2 days after the monologue aired, President Trump's close ally atop the FCC, Brendan Carr, publicly suggested Kimmel should be suspended and invoked the FCC's oversight of local TV stations. Let me just put it like this. Brendan Carr appeared on the Benny Johnson show and said, we can do it the easy way or the hard way. But you'd have to assume that Bob Iger was watching the Benny Johnson show a few hours before the decision came in. And so did the advertisers and so did the affiliates. So while I certainly think that played a role, I think it's silly to make the assumption the FCC was the principal reason. The reason why they're pointing that out while ignoring the actual reporting is because it gives them a political angle to go after Donald Trump. Well, my friends, I believe it was terrorism. Anti-Trump ABC shooter targeted Kash Patel and Pam Bondi. DOJ says, quote, they're next. Okay. And this wasn't the only one. We have this story, pull it up from the Post Millennial. Sinclair canceled airing tribute to Charlie Kirk after ABC stations got violent threats. Sinclair was facing local threats directed at specific local ABC stations resulting from the ABC suspension. So that makes sense.
Wow.
Why would they give Jimmy his show back without an apology? And yeah, he won't apologize. New York Post reporting he won't apologize for his comments. He's going to justify them. Interesting. Well, I think there's a fairly obvious reason. Now, first, I want to say, join us at timcast.com. Go there and go to timcast.com, click join us, link in the description below. Get in our Discord server, ladies and gentlemen, because we want to hear what you have to say, and we need you as a part of this community to help us. The shooter was arrested by the FBI on Saturday, one day after he opened fire on ABC 10 in Sacramento in a drive-by. He was released by the local authorities, and then the FBI came and arrested him.
Released by local authorities, and the FBI had to come and arrest him. What is up with that shit? That is crazy as hell.
Insane. The DOJ on Monday said it found a note in his car. According to law enforcement, it said, for hiding Epstein and ignoring red flags, do not support Patel, Bongino, and Bondi. They are next. The note comes after Variety reported over the weekend that Hernandez Santana's X account contained a steady stream of anti-Trump commentary. Where is a good heart attack when we need it the most? Please join in my thoughts and prayers for the physical demise of our fearful leader.
Guys, y'all hear this shit, and if you listen to the wrong media, you notice that they will always say that it's the left it's the right with the rhetoric. It's the right that's the most violent. It is not. It is not. It is the left. In the midst of all this shit going on, you just had Charlie Kirk killed. Then you had somebody shooting at the ABC affiliate. You had somebody threatening the lives of DOJ director and FBI director. FBI director? That's terrorism. That's domestic terrorism.
Oh, did I ever tell you the reason why they said the reason why they say majority of the political violence comes on the right?
Why they say it?
It's because when you equate like political factions and political violence between the left and the right, the reason why they say the right is more violent is the fact that their definition of political violence on the right is so fucking broad. It is like literally so broad to where you're like, well, these two political factions, they're more equated towards the left. So, but you're saying this is on the right. And when it comes to political violence on the left, it is so they just have it like it is very like it's extremely narrow and it's very small. But a lot of these political factions that they have on the right, you're talking about like 1,000 different fucking groups, and you're equating them all to be on the right. Then but when you like it's how they do the data is fucked up. And then so whenever you're trying to explain this to somebody, is you're not going to really get your point. You're not going to be able to get your point across because of the fact that A, people don't want to hear it, and two, it's kind of hard to explain it to somebody who really don't know the simple fundamentals when it comes to politics. And so like whenever like example with some of these black folks, like example some of the spots I was on there, it's like I couldn't really have a political debate. It's like example, if I go to on Antoine Daniels' channel and we had like that's like I remember when last time I was on Antoine Daniels' channel, and if you would have brought up politics, I would have taken over that whole entire fucking platform. Because of the fact that I would have because of the fact that I know dates, I know articles, I know specifics, I know such and such details that when I explain this to somebody, they're gonna be like, no, you're fucking lying. I was like, shit, you can pull the fucking shit up right now. It's like whenever women bring up the fact that, if women were in charge of everything, we're charged of everything, life would be more peaceful. And I was just like, shit, I got an article that will tell you you're fucking full of shit. That women have started more wars than men have. Shit, I know an article. What is it? It was an article written by Nathan Collins called "Queens at War" that explains all of it. And so it's hard to have, and I'm going to speak specifically to black folk. I know we got some Hispanics, white folks, and all that shit, and be watching us and all that. But when it comes to black people in particular, we are extremely political illiterate because where we get our information from, then whenever you give them the right information, they don't want to hear it because it sounds conspiratorial to them. It doesn't sound true. It doesn't sound correct because it goes against the narrative that somebody has taught them, beaten in their fucking head for generations, for years after years, beaten into their fucking skull that I'm going to believe this because thing on the TV told me to, and so thing on TV, I'm going to believe the thing over you. Even if you show me proof, I ain't going to care that much about it to even read it.
Like we have always says, sheep-minded black people.
Or even if I read the thing front and back, I'm just going to disagree. I'm just going to agree to disagree. We're just going to agree to disagree. I'm like, no, you already made your mind up regardless right before you even fucking read it. Even if you did fucking read it, you already made your mind up.
Yep. I mean, it's sad, dude. To me, it's just sad.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't make any sense. Let's continue on.
His attorney, Mark Reichel, told KCRA3 in Sacramento that Hernandez Santana is being overly scrutinized because of his anti-Trump posts. FBI Director Kash Patel on Monday morning posted on X that Hernandez Santana was taken into custody under a federal hold for interference with licensed broadcast. Targeted acts of violence are unacceptable and will be pursued to the fullest extent of the law. From the Post-Millennial, Sinclair Broadcast Group scrapped its plan to air a tribute to Charlie Kirk after multiple violent threats were directed at local ABC affiliate stations, according to a report from the New York Post last week. New York Post. Last week, Sinclair was set to air the special on its affiliate stations, but abruptly announced it was pulled and would be available via YouTube link. Now, I want to pull up the original reporting from the Wall Street Journal so we can break this down and I can give you my assessment. The late night host it says inside Disney's abrupt decision to suspend Jimmy Kimmel's show. The late night host wanted to address the firestorm over his remarks about Charlie Kirk's killing on Wednesday's show. Company leaders worried it would make it worse. They go on to say advertisers and affiliates soon called the network expressing concern about Kimmel's show. Executives at Sinclair and Nexstar, owners of more than 60 stations, told network leaders after Carr's remarks they would indefinitely preempt the show. Kimmel had planned to address Carr's comments on his show Wednesday night, according to people familiar with the matter. Before his on-air appearance, Dana Walden, co-chair, spoke to the host about his plan, people said. After the conversation between Kimmel and Walden, she and other executives thought the star's approach could make the situation worse. Executive also discussed staff safety, including threatening emails staff on Kimmel's show had received after Carr's remarks and the posting of some of the personal information online. Now, I want to pull up the Hollywood Reporter.
Guys, that's why I try to tell people on Facebook. It's not always just so cut and dry about things. You got to look deep. And yeah, you could say, like one guy on my Facebook said all the billions of dollars that they was losing. Yeah, they losing money. But you got to think, ratings were already down. So his ratings are already down. You have people that were looking at his show while his ratings are down, and then they decide to get off of the Disney app and totally unsubscribe. Of course, they're losing money. But them reinstated is not going to have them above where they were before. He was already hurting. They just didn't want to lose no extra money.
Well, here's the thing. They better be right, because with this whole Jimmy Kimmel shit, Disney and ABC is part of Disney, right?
Mm-hmm,
If I'm correct, right? All right. Mm-hmm. So Disney has been suffering ever since they decided to go woke. They have been losing, but I'll be real with you. If it wasn't for Disney for winning for so fucking long, they would be a bankrupt company at this point. They would be bankrupt because ever since in games, that was the last fucking
yeah, but they started in games with that scene. Remember that scene in games, which I thought was a good scene, but you saw how every woman that had powers got together and they charged on the front together. Yeah. That was like a symbol or a sign of we are woke, we are here, women empowerment. There's nothing wrong with women empowerment. We're not saying something wrong with it, y'all. What we're saying is you can't make the whole fucking Marvel genre about fucking wokeness. She-Hulk sucked. Ironheart taken off the air.
National Treasurer. Oh my fucking God. You destroyed a fucking franchise. Fuck you.
It was a good movie. That first movie was good. Fuck.
I remember watching National Treasure. I think I was in school or something like that. I think I was in high school, middle school.
Yeah, you was in school. Sure. You was in school. I was in college.
So I fucking loved that movie because it brought me back to my childhood. So I decided to watch the little
it's kind of Indiana Jones-ish, you know? Indiana Jones-ish.
It is Indiana Jones
meets what?
Legal immigrant child, DACA recipient.
Meets Uncharted.
High school feminist bullshit. It was
we're talking about the first movie. The first movie, bruh.
Oh no. I'm talking about the TV series.
You mean
don't watch it.
National Treasure
TV
series?
Don't watch it. Yeah.
Well, I'm not. No, I thought you were talking about the first movie. It was like Indiana Jones meets Uncharted meets like shit. It's like Uncharted meets Indiana Jones meets like Rambo First Blood or some shit.
I guaranteed you, bruh. Because of that movie, National Treasure, I guaranteed you tourism went up inside the United States for people for American citizens who just wanted to go to Philadelphia or go to fucking Washington D.C. to see some national shit.
Hell yeah, that damn movie was so, man, that shit was so entertaining. Not even just during the action parts. How deep they went into American history, and that shit was like tying into other shit, and it was like on a fucking, like, you know, like a scavenger hunt. That shit was awesome, dude.
See, I'm
Fucking
saying,
awesome fucking movie.
see, that's like when my girl, she come, like whenever probably like a couple years down the line, we're gonna do like there's something I always wanted to do. It's gonna be like a road trip. We're just gonna do a road trip for like a fucking month.
Dude, dude, remember I told you about the road trip I wanted to go on, dude?
Yeah.
Leave the house in some nice, you know, convertible. Leave the house and my clothes on my back. Go to the first city. Go to the first city. I'll probably go down to Miami first. Get to Miami, shop, ship my shit home. Whatever clothes my back. After that trip, go to the next city, which will be probably all the way up the coast. I'll probably hit, you know, somewhere in North Carolina, then DC, then New York. Then I go across to Pittsburgh, and then I probably hit, you know, I go like that around the country. So yeah, I totally feel you on that.
See, I would love to do that in a slingshot.
Yeah.
But it's just how I drive. If it's not like on some real shit, if it's not like on, honestly, if it's not like West Coast, like we're going West Coast, I'm doing night driving. I will not do day driving especially if it's a bunch of shit I already seen thousands and thousands of times.
Yes, you, because you always on the road. Me, I have to go
hate. Like, see, I like it's just because it's the quickest way of traveling and shit. Then you wake up freshly. Like, say if you do, like, say you're gonna do from Miami to Savannah, right? See, I could do that during the day. I could do Miami to Savannah during the day, but it's just that 95 South is that 95 South. Once you get to South Carolina all the way to fucking Virginia, I just cannot do that shit during the daytime. I hate that fucking.
Yeah.
There's always traffic for no fucking reason. There's always traffic.
Okay.
But also during that night, it's fucking dangerous too, because a motherfucker dropped his trailer in the middle of the fucking interstate.
That's crazy, man. Let's go ahead and continue on, folks.
Okay. Yeah.
I believe this is the story. I know I've covered this quite a bit, but for the context in this segment, I think it's important that we include this.
Oh, Sean.
So this is the
Sean, I do got like 20 minutes and shit, man. I gotta get something, man. I got this medicine is kicking in and starting to kick my ass.
So cool. After you gone, we'll go into Crypto Dragon, all right? Dragon. I'll get to him later.
The Hollywood Reporter, quote, when asked by the Hollywood Reporter, the source said Kimmel was not planning on apologizing. He felt that what he had said did not require an apology. Okay. So here's what we do know. ABC executives feared for the safety of their staff and were concerned what Jimmy Kimmel was going to say would make the situation worse, which was outrage from advertisers and affiliates. This does include an angle on the FCC that Brendan Carr said we could do this the easy way or the hard way. However, the comments by Brendan Carr were specifically about false information. If Jimmy Kimmel was going to come out and criticize or insult MAGA while acknowledging he was wrong, then the FCC angle doesn't play as much of a role, but we don't know for sure. So I think it's fair to assume the FCC did play a role in this, not directly, though. Brendan Carr, there's no reporting suggesting he made any phone calls or made any threatening statements directly to these individuals.
I get what he's saying, because Bob Iger could have just panicked if he saw anything the FCC chair said and said, let me just go ahead and be preemptive and do something about it. I get what he's saying, but at the same time, you have to understand that, folks, that FCC regulates broadcast networks more critically than they do cable. They have people that are on broadcast networks have more of a responsibility to broadcast things that are good for the public. And when you start saying lies, when the governor of Utah had already came out with the results from the investigation and said this guy was a left-wing extremist and had he was a trans activist. You had witnessing from his partner, who was a pre-op transsexual, transgender, and then you also had his family and his testimony, all proving that what we had been saying from the start. Because I went on Facebook right off the rip. I said, I know he a leftist. And I said it assumingly, allegedly, and I was right. I told folk I'll eat crow if he's not. And I told him I'm spitting the crow out the other day because I wasn't wrong. So basically, I see what he's saying. But once again, folks, FCC has more control over broadcasting than it does cable. Okay, you have to remember that.
It was just that he had made a comment on Benny's show. Jimmy Kimmel was seemingly going to go after him, which would inflame the tensions that advertisers, again, completely unrelated to the FCC, because advertisers, I mean, they're all regulated to a certain degree, but advertisers make commercials. What do they care? The concern here, obviously, for advertisers and affiliates was that it was going to affect their bottom line because he said things that were not true, and it shocked the conscience of this country. Comedian Jeff Dye made a great point on Piers Morgan the other day. Imagine if Jimmy Kimmel came out after George Floyd died and said something like, well, stop resisting arrest and doing drugs. This country was at the worst riots it's seen in 50 years. He'd have been fired in 2 seconds. Where are we now? Well, again, I will stress. Kimmel will be back on Tuesday, but the country's largest owner of its local affiliate stations won't air his show as he still refuses to apologize for his incendiary false claim about Charlie Kirk's alleged killer. The $15 million per year ABC late-night host negotiated his return to the airwaves directly with Bob Iger and Dana Walden, sources with knowledge of the situation told the Post. Kimmel will address the controversy during his monologue on Tuesday, though he will stop short of apologizing. Okay, so what do we know? Advertisers and affiliates were angry. Jimmy Kimmel was not going to apologize. The executives thought this could inflame tensions, make things worse, and they feared for the safety of their staff, so they pulled the show. It seems like the threats they're suggesting came from the right, actually. I don't know who would threaten staff over Jimmy Kimmel's comments about MAGA or whatever. Well, the left decided to actively follow through. And now we are at a crossroads in this country with not just this story, but the story about Donald Trump designating Antifa a terrorist organization. If Jimmy Kimmel is not apologizing, the reporting we have right now, I will lay it out and we'll do the math. Jimmy Kimmel will return. He will not apologize. It does not seem there is any reporting suggesting any kind of mea culpa or something to, let's just say, alter the concerns of the ABC executives. However, we do know they also feared for the safety of their staff. With the terroristic shooting, the terror attack on the ABC station, as well as the reported terror threats against many other ABC affiliates, the only fact-based motivation we could discern right now is that fearing for the safety of their staff, active terror attacks and threats are much more so than threats over email. It seems like Bob Iger and Dana Walden, fearing for the safety of their staff and themselves, are caving to the mob and returning Jimmy Kimmel solely for that reason. Because I will stress again, it makes no sense that they'd say advertisers and affiliates are angry, so we're pulling your show. Now, hold on. Sinclair is still not bringing Jimmy Kimmel back. So why would ABC? Threats of death. The right doesn't actually do it. There's no one on the right doing anything. Good. We don't want that. And it's bad enough. The implication is that people on the right send any threats to Disney. But the left actively shot up a station and threatened to do more. I say,
and this is reported from ABC themselves. Just saw an article I posted on Facebook. ABC themselves said there was a threat. So that has to be credible, right?
Down the Mongo.
No. You know what niggas gonna say? This is white people news.
go say, "Stay out of it. It's none of our concern."
Shooting of a station and other threats. You know,
These are white people's problems. Say, stay out of it. What concerns does it have you?
Go ahead, man.
No, that's all I was gonna say. That's what niggas say. What concerns does it have you? These are white people's problems.
What?
No, they're going to carry it out. They killed Charlie Kirk a week ago. So I can only imagine that Bob Iger and Dana Walden aren't just fearing for their staff, but for themselves. I'm sure their security teams came to them because they probably spend millions of dollars a year on security. I'm not joking. And they said, intelligence assessment, the threats against you are substantially increasing. And the cost is going to go up. The security you will need is going to go up. I know this because I've experienced it following the wake of Charlie Kirk's assassination. And it's the reason why my wife and I decided not to go to Arizona, and I'm very pissed about it. I wish I could have been there.
I'm gonna say this. It's evil versus good, folks. Yes, the left is committing most of the political violence, but when you look deeper, there is something demonic about these people that are committing these atrocities. And I'm talking about on both sides. Mental health, basically, guys, when you look at it spiritually, when you are not mentally there, you are leaving yourself open for demonic influence. This is evil versus good all day.
A meeting with our security team, they went over all the threats, the possibilities, and what we would have to spend and what the risks were. And we decided not to do it. We decided not to go. I mean, it was like we'd have to have security guards on.
We're going to cut this right here because we need to get to something else. Max is about to leave pretty soon, but I wanted to go into this next one. This is from Brandon Lehman. And basically what has happened with Ilhan Omar being in office, she has basically made Minneapolis little Somalia. Little freaking Somalia. Listen to this shit.
Somalis have officially taken over the city of Minneapolis. I used to call Minneapolis Little Somalia in jest, but it's not a joke. It is the official statement coming from the city's mayor, and I'll show you guys that clip in this video. But now that their takeover is complete and it's too late to stop it, they are no longer hiding their true intentions. At a rally for Ilhan Omar, they publicly admit that they have no interest in the people of.
Now watch this shit, y'all. You're about to hear translated. I forgot. They all know they speak Arabic. I forgot what they speak in Somali. Arabic. You're about to hear Arabic. You're about to hear translated Arabic, and listen to what this dude says.
Hell, they have no interest in the people of America. Their only allegiance and the only people they care about are the people of Somalia. As always, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys watch to the end because I have an insane bonus clip for you.
I have included his link in the description, y'all.
But don't take my word for how they feel. Let's watch this clip from Ilhan Omar's rally.
قضية إلهان معها قضية إلهان معها قضية مينيسوتا معها قضية غير مريكان قضية إلهان وقضية صوماليا جوش إلهان وجوش الصوماليات وحين نروح مبارسن تاي معنوي.
The American left's obsession with.
Did y'all get all that? Did y'all get all of that? I'll read it since you probably driving. It says I'll read it. I'll mute it. So it says here, who has written the name of Somalia with a gold pen? The interests of Ilhan are not Ilhan's. It's not the interest of Minnesota, nor is it the interest of the American people. She's smiling. The interests of Ilhan are that of the Somali people in Somalia. The success of Ilhan is the success of Somalia, and that carries a heavy meaning to us. That's what he said.
What the fuck?
Signaling has.
Yeah, you heard it. He said, Brandon said it before. He said they're not hiding their true intentions. And you're about to find out, folks, that 25% of Somalia's GDP is dependent on Somali Americans sending money, or Somalians anywhere in the world, mostly in America, sending money back to Somalia. So if you think about it, if they're in representative positions in government in Minneapolis, they're taking taxpayer money and sending it to fucking Somalia. Not only that, the birth rate of Somalis in that bitch, they are having 4 and 5 kids per fucking family. They are fucking taking over. And you got to think, everybody's birth rate in America is down. Blacks more than anybody else, but whites is down. Hispanics are not as down as everybody else because they be.
Hold. So I had this conversation before, and I told them what the future of America is: evangelistic Christian whites and Muslim.
Because everybody else.
The Muslims are taking over Somalis. They're taking over fucking Minneapolis. Muslims have taken over Dearborn, Michigan.
And there's a whole lot of Muslim mosques in Texas too. Ain't that right, Dragon?
Yeah. And so when this whole immigration shit, and whenever I hear these people talking, I was just like, brother, you don't understand that you're being replaced. You just don't know it yet.
Yep.
I was like, bruh, whenever me and a white guy talking, and if I'm like thinking about 20 years ago, I will think this nigga's being racist as fuck. And I'm agreeing with this white man. I'm like, bruh. And he's like, bruh, I don't see a lot of us out here no more. He's like, bruh, yeah.
Check this out. There are 30 mosques in Minneapolis. Additionally, there are more than 90 mosques and centers in the broader Minneapolis-St. Paul area.
Oh yeah. Oh dog. Yeah, it's Somali out there, bro. I've been out. Last time I've been out there to Minneapolis, I was downtown. I was like, I even said, I was like, damn, like this. I was like, bro, I was like, there's a lot of fucking what, not kosher, but hamla.
Halal.
It was yeah, a lot of halal spots. I was like, what the fuck?
So there are 122 mosques in Texas, with the highest concentration in Houston and Fort Worth. This shit is getting serious, folks.
Created a situation where a sitting member of the United States,
bro. That's always been like that here, and they be chilling and stuff like that, and nobody be having any conflicts or anything else. So.
Well, they're not. They have the right to create a mosque. They have total right, but I think it should be something. I think there should be some law in the Constitution. Like Ilhan Omar shouldn't even be a congresswoman. She wasn't born here. I don't think you should be able to be Congress or Senate or anything in government unless you was born here. Or you could have one parent, I think, that is a American citizen. Because I'm like a first generation immigrant born in America on my dad's side. So I think that's fine if you got one parent that's an American citizen. My dad was a national. So, I mean, I think that if you have at least one, that's fine. But if you weren't born here, you shouldn't be able to serve in any federal government position whatsoever.
Well, the funny thing is, so we're talking about the Constitution, right? And so there's a lot of things that, yes, the founding fathers, yeah, they were on a great idea. The only thing about I have a problem with in certain things when it comes to the Constitution, they weren't detailed enough, because of the fact that they would never thought in their wildest dreams that the United States, they never thought the United States would not be a Christian nation.
Yeah, they never thought that. They wanted it to stay that way.
Yeah, but they never thought about it. And so there's a lot of things in the Constitution. It's kind of like, I get where you're coming from, but I'm like, wait, what? But there's motherfuckers from other religions coming here now, right? Like,
Yeah.
okay, now this religion is taking over in certain spots.
And
And
we
so
have freedom of religion, so there's nothing wrong with that. But
yeah,
like I was saying, if they would have put in that you had to be an American-born citizen to hold a federal position, we wouldn't be having this issue, federal or state.
and I think when they meant by freedom of religion, it was the freedom to practice whatever type of Christianity you wanted to practice.
You think that was it?
Some of them were originally pagan beforehand, so that's the reason why they put it in there, was for you to practice what it is of what you want, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of them were pagan. Some of them were pagan. You got to think our founders were mostly Protestant.
Yep.
They weren't Catholicists,
Nope. And remember, also the ones that did come over here, weren't they like the Puritans and all the other stuff?
Puritans, Quakers, all that shit.
Yeah, and so that's the reason. And see, that's the reason why I think that was something that I think that that's what they kind of meant by freedom of religion, because they had a problem. I mean, the problem of the type of Christianity they were getting forced on, then you kind of had the little double standards that, with the king, the nigga was marrying bitches, then divorcing hoes, and marrying hoes, and divorcing. Yeah, it was just a lot. And so it's just certain things. I just wish it was a little bit more detailed. But hey, I prefer it before any other of some of these fucked up countries I have visited. Shit.
Yeah.
All I know is that the Muslims that's in my family have taken very good care of me, and there are some very magnificent individuals. So I do have.
Yeah, of course. But unfortunately, in most religions, there's extremist forms of religion and regulars. Because I think about it, the dang, what was it? The Knights Templar were the extremist forms of Christianity. Yeah. Mostly Catholic. I wouldn't say Protestant Christian, but they're mostly Catholic. That's the extremist form of Christianity. And so you have those extremist factions.
The Arabs and stuff, because they're the ones that, it's the Arabs that are the extremist Muslim factions, though, and they say it themselves. So,
well, I mean, it says all of this in the Bible, man. That Ishmael was going to fight the followers of Ishmael were going to be basically a thorn to every freaking community in the world forever. They were going to be a wild man. That's what it says in the Bible. It says wild man. And of course, they've been mad the whole time because Ishmael did not receive the birthright from Abraham. Isaac was.
But see, I don't have a problem with, like, say, Indianapolis or like Dearborn. Say all this shit had become Muslim, right? It became a Muslim area because of the fact of you overpopulated this area because you outbred the people that was there. I have no problem with that. My problem is that why the fuck you saying death to America while living comfortably in America?
Yeah, that alone. I mean, if I was Trump, anybody that said anything like that, they are automatically a domestic terrorist, and I'm putting them under the watchful eye of the FBI.
Well, see, that falls under the freedom of speech. You feel me?
It does.
And so,
but when you make death threats, that's you got freedom of speech, yeah.
But see, it's technically not a death threat.
No, of course not.
You see, kind of hard. It's kind of like, how do you navigate this shit?
And you really can't go back and put language into the damn Constitution that would include that pretty much. You can't really do that.
Well, you can't. You won't never. I don't think you won't be able to amend the Bills of Rights.
No, you can't.
Like it's like example, they're trying. They've been trying to amend the Civil Rights Act to add sex and basically they basically want to add progressive ideology in it. And so black folks, which never cease to amaze me, agree with it that they should amend the Civil Rights Act. But when you ask black folks, do they know anything about it? They will tell you they don't know nothing about it.
They don't, and they didn't understand what Charlie meant by that. Charlie was basically saying, make that shit a one-word document because you got transsexuals and you got transsexuals and you got LGBTQIA plus trying to use the Civil Rights Act to justify their bullshit. And it's like, no, it should be based just on race. That's what you're trying to say. And they took it the wrong way.
Well, if you amend that, I could guarantee somebody in the near future could argue about, well, if I'm attracted to minors, to minors, this goes against what I'm attracted to.
That's why they need to amend it and make it just about race.
Yeah. And so that's what black folks don't understand. I'm like, black folks don't even understand that there's something about communism in the Civil Rights Act too.
Okay. I thought you was going to expound on it, but never mind.
Congress is pledging allegiance to a foreign nation. I wanted to show that clip first because everything else in this video will make so
just on that. If they're pledging allegiance to a foreign nation, now you got to be on the watchful eye of the FBI for domestic terrorism.
Much more sense. They have no appreciation for our country and no intention on assimilating into American life and giving back and contributing to their fellow countrymen because they don't see Americans as their countrymen. They are in Minneapolis city government, Minnesota state government, and United States federal government.
All right, my bad. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
So in the Civil Rights Act against communism, it says the Civil Rights Act does not apply to members of the Communist Party. So
that's in the Bill of Rights?
No, that is in the Civil Rights Act, the Civil Rights Act.
Okay.
And so you can legally discriminate, legal discrimination. This means that if a person is a member of the Communist Party, it is not a illegal act for an employer to refuse to hire them, discriminate against them, take other adverse actions based on that membership.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all right.
And so these
what, man?
It was because, and the reason why they put that in there, do you know why?
Why?
Many Americans at the time believed that the civil rights organization were infiltrated by communists, leading to increased suspicions of the movement. And we already found out, like, you know, history has shown that, well, Martin Luther King did believe in socialism, believe in Marxism, and a little bit of communism. And so, yeah. And that's why people they always get mad. And I'm not a Martin Luther King man. I'm more of a Malcolm X guy.
Yep, I am too.
At least I can say Malcolm X was going back home to his wife.
Sure was. That's why I'm reading that. That's why I'm reading the autobiography of David Abernathy, Ralph David Abernathy, who was the closest person to Martin during those days. And he has said in his book, I haven't got to the part yet in the book, but it said in his book that he was a womanizer. He was fucking out. He didn't have no firsthand witness about any orgies per se. That's also a rumor allegedly that Martin Luther King was engaging in orgies, but he does have some stuff about Martin Luther King putting his hands on women.
Well, I heard that audio is going to be coming out next year or
2027. Right before what? Right before what? The presidential election.
No, 27.
Coming out in 27. President election is 28. 2028 presidential election. Yep. Let's keep going.
Of passing legislation that takes American taxpayer money and direct it exclusively to the pockets of Somalis. But let's check out this disturbing next clip of the mayor of Minneapolis, who is whiter than bending the knee to the Somali population and declaring that Minneapolis, a once great American city, is now Somalian territory.
Maaga Egawa Jacob Fry, Doke Magalada, Minneapolis. Damaan, Shaabka, Somalia.
Y'all see this shit? This man is on public, whether it's television or YouTube, speaking in Arabic to an American city. Speaking in Arabic.
Yed, Kayamid, Mogadishu, Garowe, Hargeisa, Bosaso, Bedabo, Kismayo, Wahan Rabah, in An Idin Shego, Minneapolis, Wa Magaladina, Wahad Kamid Tihin, Laf Dabarka, Magaladan Ka Digesa.
The left hate.
Y'all see that shit? This dude took the time to learn Arabic. To learn Arabic as a white man in America to address his city in Arabic. What does that tell y'all about the population mix of Minneapolis? Crazy.
It's American values, American tradition, American history so much, and believe our destruction is so justified that they are happily aligning with people who publicly boast about their allegiance being to a foreign nation that plan to steal as much American tax money as possible to enrich themselves because their goal is, has, and always will be the prosperity of Somalia. But it's not enough that they've successfully leveraged liberal white guilt to get the mayor to submit to them. They must install one of their own to further cement Somali control within the state of Minnesota. We recently covered their socialist mayoral candidate, Omar, I'm the captain of this boat now, Fateh. I'll throw his picture up on screen as a quick reminder. But now, unsurprisingly,
dude look like a cartoon character. You saw that shit? Don't dude look like a cartoon character? Damn, where's picture? I can't shoot.
Omar is under investigation for money laundering and corruption for introducing legislation in the Minnesota state government that would direct taxpayer funds to his wife's organization. Take a look.
A Care 11 investigation into Minnesota's troubled housing stabilization program, already exposed for widespread fraud, now reveals an unexpected connection to candidate and state senator Omar Fateh.
We did discover something raising what a legal expert labels serious ethical concerns. Senator Omar Fateh's wife was a listed owner of a housing stabilization company, even as the senator and current Minneapolis mayoral candidate himself was pushing legislation to fast-track client approvals for the taxpayer-funded program.
Senator Fate, Senate File 2741.
A bill that will address a critical delay in access to housing stabilization services, also known as HSS.
It's March 24th, 2025, and Senator Omar Fate is the sole author of a bill he says will speed up access for people to be approved for HSS. What was not known at the time was that 2025 in.
Sorry, what'd you say, Dragon?
None. You took it down. What I was saying was in the way.
Oh, okay.
Listed owner of a housing stabilization company, even as the senator and current Minneapolis mayoral candidate himself was pushing legislation to fast-track client approvals for the taxpayer-funded program.
Senator Fate, Senate File 2741.
A bill that will address a critical delay in access to housing stabilization services, also known as HSS.
It's March 24th, 2025, and Senator Omar Fate is the sole author of a bill he says will speed up access for people to be approved for HSS. What was not known at the time was that Senator Fate had an undisclosed tie to the HSS industry.
Does this raise any red flags?
All that money going straight to him to put his people in houses.
Dude, before you play it, look at this dude's eyes. Look at his eyes.
Yeah, I'm looking at them. They look reptilian.
Yes, he do. Like he's one of them motherfuckers, dog. You can see it in his. Look at his fucking pupils, and those are not no damn contacts. Because why would you wear contacts and glasses at the same fucking time? No,
they're extremely constricted.
Yeah,
they're round, but they're extremely constricted. But they look evil as hell.
That motherfucker
evil as
is
shit.
I don't care what anybody gotta say. Out of all the eyes that we see all the fucking time, those are different. Ain't no fucking way. No way.
You're a mean one.
It raises lots of red flags.
Political science professor David Schultz has taught ethics for 25 years.
This nigga teaching ethics? God damn.
He says what raises red flags is that Senator Fate's wife, Keltoum Mohammed, was a founder and owner of Community Development Services, LLC, an HSS company.
This is a situation where I think almost
Man,
anybody
niggas' wives,
schooled in, I don't know,
nigga.
Government Ethics 101 would know that you can't introduce legislation that benefits yourself.
So this dude is in charge of HHS. He's got connection with it. And his wife has an HHS LLC. So they getting money on the front end and the back end of that bitch.
Yo, that evil nigga with that nigga with the evil eyes and with the glasses, bro. That nigga look like he slapped bitches with his words.
There he go with his bullshit.
That nigga goddamn. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch, eyes having ass nigga.
Is the end goal of the liberal philosophy that America is an illegitimate country. The land was stolen, our wealth was gained through exploitation. There's
dude, you want told me your damn music, your damn medicine about to kick in. I'm trying to get this shit through.
No, fuck you, Sean. I ain't like how you played that after I said that shit because it was like crickets and you just played that shit. I was like, man, fuck this nigga.
Oh, that was the second time you said that joke too, don't you?
I'm good.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man.
Each other of who hates themselves the most. And the end result of this disturbing competition is the celebrating and pedestalizing of people who openly want to rob the American people for as much as they can and enrich a country they allegedly had to flee from. Minnesota is plagued by Somalis defrauding welfare and social programs, as you just saw from the mayoral candidate of the state's biggest city. But Democrats keep allowing it. In fact, they're encouraging it in the name of white guilt and compassion and equity. They actually stole over $200 million from the state of Minnesota that were meant for food programs.
Hold on.
This thing got hands.
If this motherfucker said $200 million, are you kidding me?
$200 million.
Good God.
Yo, this nigga on the screen, he talks like a white man, but his hand moves like a nigga while he talks. Like, it's like, goddamn, no.
Oh, you do.
To feed hungry children. That's how unscrupulous they are. Take a look.
Tonight, another man charged in the Feeding Our Future meal
They
fraud
got them
case.
Obama
The man federal
hands.
prosecutors say played a big role in funneling millions.
Oh, he got them Hakeem Jeffrey hands. Have you seen
That
Hakeem
nigga-
Jeffrey talk? That nigga, he vogues, bro. Y'all remember that shit? The Vogue, the damn Vogue dance. This nigga vogues while he's talking.
That nigga look like goddamn tofu Obama, nigga. That nigga, yeah,
Hey,
that nigga.
That goddamn Hakeem Jeffrey, I swear he looked like he damn doing air traffic control.
I
Goddamn.
like, hey, that nigga light skinned and a motherfucker, boy. That nigga bright. That nigga,
that nigga is butterscotch, nigga. That nigga look like he look
That nigga
like he goddamn getting a bag of Werther's original every damn nigga.
like that nigga look like God put that nigga in the pot. Was like, man, what we gonna do is, you see this white sugar, we about to brown this shit up. Watch this.
No, that nigga look like he used butter for lotion, nigga.
That nigga, boy, man, turn your light skinned your light skinnedness. God damn, you bright, nigga.
He got his bright lights on, nigga. When he's about the house, he turn
I'm
his shit on.
I'm being serious, bro. That nigga brighter than his white lady. I'm like, God damn it, boy. I could barely see this white lady.
Is transparent, nigga. That nigga is transparent, nigga. You can see that
said
nigga's
Hakeem
heartbeat from
Jeffrey?
30. Hakeem Jeffries is transparent, nigga.
Nah,
You
man.
can see his damn heartbeat, my nigga.
Hakeem Jeffries, man, he looked like I think I already said Fifth Element alien. He looked like one of them Fifth Element aliens, nigga.
Hey, he look like an albino lizard, nigga.
Who comes in to negotiate?
He look like a Gila monster. He look like a light-skinned Gila monster.
That nigga,
That nigga look like that nigga look like a chameleon with vitiligo. He look like a chameleon with that Michael Jackson skin goddamn disease, nigga. That's what he look like. Nigga look like he can't go outside in the sun. He got to wear SPF 1 million, nigga.
Dollars in taxpayer money out of the country. Lou Goose has a look at the brand new charges today.
The 74th person to be charged in the $300 million Feeding Our Future
$300 million feeding the future goddamn fraud.
meal fraud case, Ahmed Naji Sheikh is the brother of one of the most notorious defendants, Abdiaziz Farah, who was recently sentenced to 28 years in prison. Farah was convicted with a group of others of stealing $50 million of taxpayer money. Now his brother Sheikh is accused of helping him launder that money.
Scamming they ass off. You hear me?
Now, in any normal country, this would cause a major backlash from the native population. But liberals actually want this. This is the greatest form of social justice. And anyone else who dares to speak out against programs getting robbed that are meant to feed hungry children are silenced and called bigots and racist and intolerant. And when you understand the entire game plan, it starts to make sense. Did you guys know that 25% of Somalia's GDP comes from remittance, money being sent from the United States to Somalia?
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man.
25% of the damn Somalia GDP is based on remittance from Somalia Americans or Somalians in America sending money over there to fucking Somalia, man. That's some bullshit. That's bullshit.
I don't like nobody. Jews, niggas, Asians, blacks, whites.
That's some bullshit, dog.
I don't like nobody. Jews, niggas, Asians, blacks, whites, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, dogs, horses,
Somalians,
roaches, worms, butterflies, ants. Nigga, I don't like nothing.
Nigga.
So the strategy is to steal money from the American taxpayer, give Somali residents free housing, free food, free school, free health care. Give them such a comfortable lifestyle that they can afford to have 4 or 5 children, while the native-born population struggles to have 1, 2 if they're lucky. And then as their population outgrows the native population, they have more political power. And then they can enact legislation that exclusively benefits Somali people. And the money that's not exclusively for them, they can just steal it through fraud. And
so y'all notice this shit, right? If they are outnumbering everybody, that means they can vote for who they want in the districts, right?
Yeah.
So then you know the motherfuckers is meeting on a weekly basis. They at the mosque, nigga. All they gotta say is, okay, guys, action plan for this week is to goddamn vote for the next councilman. They also have a referendum on the ballot about money being sent to HHS, and y'all know that's our fucking company. Inshallah. You know that's our company. Allah, inshallah. That's our company. So we're gonna vote for that referendum. And you guys will get, every one of you families will get a 3-bedroom, a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom house on the goddamn bill of the dang taxpayers. Allah, that's what they at the damn mosque doing, dog. They're at the mosque doing that shit. They are fucking strategically organized. To the fact that they know what to vote for, when to vote for it, what damn ballot they need to go to, what place that's goddamn voting, how many gonna go here. We're gonna send 20 over here on the west side. We're gonna send 30 of y'all on the east side. We're gonna make sure most of y'all go to the district up there that we didn't win, but we're gonna still vote it in. Okay, the ones that's going up north, you got a number 4 on the folded piece of paper when you reached into the damn basket, and we did it by free choice. This half of the church, y'all go up north. This other half, y'all go to the first one and the second ballot, please, and put in the damn vote. See, that's how they fucking us up, y'all. They fucking us up. Motherfucker, they got a damn game plan.
More money than
you really can't be mad at them. The motherfuckers is doing what they need to do to come up.
they get, the more they send back to Somalia, because that is their goal. You heard the guy say it at the Ilhan Omar rally.
And before you know it, Somalia will have enough fucking money to get what? A nuclear weapon. They ain't gotta fucking enrich no uranium. All they gotta do is buy something from Russia.
Man,
from China.
by the time Somalia will ever have the means to get a nuclear weapons, the United States will have something that will be 100 times far beyond that. You gotta remember, nuclear. You gotta. A lot of people forget. Nuclear weapon is a nuclear weapon that is almost 100-year-old technology.
It sure is.
We got something like fucking
We got
antimatter
laser
bombs
weapons
now.
now. We got laser.
No, we got antimatter bombs now. Antimatter bombs.
bombs.
Yeah, it's basically will vaporize. It will vapor. Like, say example, if you drop a antimatter bomb in this in New York City, right? And it will annihilate the whole entire island in seconds, and everything will be from all those buildings will be rubble.
Oh, okay.
Just a snap of a finger, all that shit is rubble. It's not like a nuclear bomb. You can see the like the aftermath, you know, buildings are still up. Like, no, that shit is like dust now. It's carbon. Like, there's no trace of it used to be an island with a bunch of buildings on it.
And I see that the catalyst to antimatter is it colliding with matter.
Yes.
So all they had to do is create a bomb that they're stored in separate containers within the rocket or the warhead, and the trigger would be those two. It could be just a siphoning of a channel, siphoning into one channel where it will have enough to create a certain amount of blast. They may not have to have a whole lot of it at all. You tell me antimatter bomb may not be no more than about 4 tablespoons of the fucking matter.
Mm-hmm.
And that fucking trigger goes off and those doors open up and they slide down them channels and meet into that center containment unit. Boom. That's how you could do it. I was just looking at this shit up in AI. And so you have to have it separated to the time of detonation. And just off the top of my head, I said that's how they could do it. It could be just a little door open up whenever the damn timer gets to goddamn 0. Door open up, that shit slide, boom. You could even make it a bunker buster bomb. You just be able to that containment unit have to be able to withstand a certain amount of impact in megatons. When that shit hit the damn ground and tunnels through, and it's gonna tunnel because of the weight of the daggone missile and the shape of it. So when it hits the damn ground and starts tunneling, you put that timer on to where you wait till that shit get like 40 damn meters underground, and then that shit go off. Bunker buster. That's how them shits work now. It's just not antimatter they're using.
Bunker buster bomb.
That shit's very interesting. We might do a damn live on that one time. Let's go.
But speaking of Ilhan Omar, someone who openly hates America and declares her allegiance for a foreign country.
We love America on this show. I just want to let y'all know that.
America, fuck yeah. Gonna save America another fucking day.
America, fuck yeah.
Here she is going to a church and berating a bunch of white people for liking Charlie Kirk.
Now, this is crazy because you let a Muslim woman come up in your church and talk because she's a congresswoman, and she's cussing in the house of the Lord. Listen to this shit.
A man who stood up for America instead of Somalia.
I do believe those of you who are interested in rewriting this hateful man's history are full of shit.
Thank you.
You heard that shit?
Yeah.
These are the churches that are listed in the Bible that have lost their way during the end times. That's definitely one of them. As I will also say, because a bishop had already called him up on this, Jamal Bryant. It ain't been me, it's a bishop that then called him out on his bull. That's another one.
I wonder, hold on, man. Hold on 1 second. Since you,
Geno Jennings,
I wonder what Pastor Geno Jennings had to say.
Exactly. We might have to play one of his clips today.
Play something from Geno Jenkins. I know there's something that was recently.
Hold on, man. I'm gonna see if Geno say some folks. Hey, dog, folks, I'm sorry. We are going to take a small detour. You know what I'm saying? Because this should be America's pastor right here, man. Hold on. Let's go to Geno. We're gonna give you a little bit of Geno Jennings, a little taste of Geno Jennings. You know what I'm saying? Get a little taste of Geno.
Dumb pulpit bums.
Amen.
Will tell that woman, well, that's your husband, and you got to give it to him. What woman in her respectable right mind?
Yeah.
Want a bunch of trash and garbage and parasites and insects.
Yes.
Discharged in her.
That's right.
And you dumb preachers say he can force himself and take it. Prove it.
Prove it.
Because even though the Bible says you're one flesh, nowhere in the Bible did the Lord give a man the right or command to force his will upon his wife.
That's
right. And you dumb
He right about it.
Building that we built from the ground.
Hold on. Hey, I just put it in the studio. I just put it in the studio chat. We can play that.
Play that one. Okay, hold on. Let me get this now. Because Geno be goddamn going wild, dog. Geno be going wild.
You see the world is in chaos now, and it's getting worse and worse. Listen to the news this morning, all of them talking about
they assassinated the nation of this young fella, Kirk somebody. What's his name?
Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk.
You never know when you go.
Now he ain't saying he ain't besmirching Charlie Kirk's name by the way he's saying it. Basically, Geno Jennings, you got to know him. He about God. He don't get all involved in all this news stuff and all this. He has an opinion on it. He may go research about it, but he don't be all up on stuff. He don't have nothing as an idol to this man. This man is straight Jesus Christ. Trying to tell you, this dude does not play.
Gonna be taken out of time into eternity.
No, you don't.
But you better be ready for it.
Oh, yes.
One Republican said, listen, it's time to stop all the rhetoric and all the talk and getting vengeance and all that. Well, tell your president that. He the one got it in for everybody in America.
That's right.
Tell them that.
That's right.
He the one that got it in, especially for folk of color.
Yeah.
Tell them that.
Yeah.
Amen. The world need to obey Acts 2:38.
Then Peter said unto them, repent.
Repent.
And be baptized. Repent.
Everybody. You hard-headed, stiff-necked things out there. God wants you to repent.
Repent.
Repent. Let me say this real quick to all of my viewers in Chicago. I saw many of you, what they call thugs and hoodlums, posting statements all across the social media and responding to Trump saying he's going to bring the National Guard to Chicago.
Right.
Now, you young brothers who's bragging about what weaponry you have, you got to listen. Is your brains in your pocket? Do you really think the little hardware you have can take on the military of this wicked country?
Amen.
Now, if you got a president that wants to slaughter your black skin as it is, why would you be that stupid to give him a reason?
Right.
Justifiable homicide.
Amen.
I do disagree with Pastor Jennings about Donald Trump. He got to show me that. That he just all out for black people.
Well, you have to. So, and this is where I will come to the defense of Geno Jennings, is the fact that he actually has mixed feelings about Trump. He's for Trump about some things, and he's not for Trump about some things. Like
I kind of feel he is.
So what he was saying about there, it wasn't that because he actually is right. You know, there's certain things Trump could have said. But it's also, it's like you kind of want him to turn the other cheek. It's basically what Genie, it's basically how Genie is saying it is. He's basically will say it like kind of like how if a nigga being real with you right in front of you, he basically say the same way. And so I get what Geno Jennings be coming from when it's coming to certain things, but no, I don't disagree with him when he said he really wasn't. He really didn't. It wasn't really a shot, you could say. It's not really a shot.
Well, I'll say this. I heard Trump myself say that he wished he was as forgiving as Charlie Kirk and Charlie Kirk's, wife. He said, maybe y'all can show me how.
Yeah.
The fact that he was able to hold himself accountable because when he got up in there and said what he said after Charlie Kirk's widow spoke, I'm gonna be unbiased with my opinion and say I think he could have said it a little bit different. And I know he was joking at the time. He was joking, but it wasn't joking. You know what I'm saying? He put in a little bit of he spoke candidly and presented some type of breaking of the ice of the psalm, the very melancholy mood of the funeral. He knew what he was doing. He was making it a little bit more lighthearted, talking about, well, I hate my enemies and da 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 da. I knew he did it as a joke, but I also knew he's not at that point yet in his life where he can be as forgiving as Erica Kirk. Because you got to understand, if you've watched that video of her forgiving the
I can't
murderer
do it.
of
That
her,
shit's tough. That shit's tough.
that shit is tough, though. It wasn't a dry eye in that bitch. I almost started crying, and I was at the house watching that shit. This chick got up there. You cannot say she was not being genuine. If you watched her and her micro expressions and how she was talking, this chick said she forgave the murderer. And Donald Trump said, I can't hate my end. I hate my end. I think he's going to change even more. But I don't think, because people say he's the Antichrist in this, and I had to prove that shit wrong by verse, by biblical verse.
See, here's what I have to. Here's what I'm glad Donald Trump said what he said, and it's the fact that this shit has been going on long enough, and it's that the right has allowed this shit to go on as long as it has been.
They have been very nice. They've been very nice.
And so when Trump, he's like, I hate my fucking enemies, that was real. Because how much...
I know he's being real. I had no doubt he's being real.
Because my thing is, how much has, like, this nigga literally has had bullets shot at this man. Like, that bullet for Charles Kirk, that shit was meant for Trump too. Like, that shit was meant for me. Like, that shit was meant for everybody who actually agreed with some of the shit that Charles Kirk said.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you agreed with him, they're not just talking about him, they're talking about you too.
Yeah.
And so that's something I had to have a conversation with my cousin about. I was like, bruh, you agree with some of this shit that he said. Nigga, that you think that nigga took a bullet for you and all of us, nigga.
He sure did. He sure did. People don't understand that. Charlie took a bullet for anybody that is a advocate for free speech. That's
Like,
as
people,
general as you can put it. But at the same time, he also took a bullet for Christians. He took a bullet for people that are advocates of good marriage.
If we had niggas in the comments, they'd be like, y'all
women's rights to have only women be competing with them.
Sean, if we had niggas in the comments, they'd be like, y'all niggas coons.
And I tell them to wake up, you plantation ass, troglodyte ass,
so,
on the porch, Steven from the Django ass nigga.
So it's basically a lot of these motherfuckers. It's like, man, honestly, dude, it's like you. You ever seen The Walking Dead? You ever seen The Walking Dead? You ever watched The Walking Dead?
I watched a little bit of it. Yeah, what's up?
It's like when probably at the beginning of the zombie apocalypse, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you really don't know what's going on, but you see motherfuckers walking up to you and you're just like, hey, what's going on? And they're trying to attack you, but you don't know what the fuck is going on. And so you're like trying to figure it out, like, hey, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what it is. These niggas are zombies, bro. You can't.
Well, yeah, you can say that. They are following like some sheep. They are some zombie ass, no I'm thinking ass.
There's no reason. There's no reasons that you can't reason with them.
That's why I decided I'm gonna stop even doing that shit on Facebook, man. I'm gonna stop even damn talking about it. I'm just gonna sit here and watch and take mental notes and have shit recorded and know we're gonna talk about on this podcast, but I'm not gonna fuck with shit over there on that Facebook page no more. Let them stay lost. Let them soak in their depression. Let them soak in their delusion. Let them sit there and marinate in that shit. Let them marinate in their madness. That's what we gonna do. That's what the fuck we gonna do.
Bloods hear me good. Crooks, hear me good. Gangster disciples, hear me good. You stop running around Chicago killing each other.
Right.
Murdering.
Same thing Charlie Kirk said.
Gang banging. And then the president won't have to think.
Right.
The way she's thinking.
That's right.
But it's over 600, 700, 800, 1,000 bodies
Lord.
are being slaughtered a year.
Lord.
In Chicago alone.
You won't hear nobody.
Stop
You
giving
won't hear.
Washington a reason.
You won't hear Jamal Bryant say this shit. You won't hear none of them shucking and jiving for the Democratic Party for some money, sell out ass false prophets. You won't hear them say none of this.
Right.
To slaughter your brother, slaughter your father, slaughter your sons, slaughter your uncles, slaughter your nephews.
Amen.
Repent and wake up. Chicago, repent.
Repent. Go ahead. Go ahead, man.
Are you listening to what I'm talking?
That's right.
With that God, the truth of God is the best thing to hide under. Let God be your refuge.
Amen.
Am I right today?
Amen.
Somebody took a pickup truck and backed it into a high-end store window in Chicago, knocked the glass out, and all the people ran in the store just to steal.
My Lord, my Lord.
Are you that foolish? Are you that blind?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Repent of your sins, Chicago.
Repent.
Stop giving Washington a reason. Because you keep making headlines.
That's right.
I saw you young fellas over YouTube telling Trump you ain't scared of him. Bring your so-and-so in Chicago. Another fella said, we ain't like nobody else. This is Chicago. We ain't like nobody else.
My Lord.
When that tank pull up to your living room, am I right?
That's right.
When that tank pull up to your living room and get rid of your weeks of constipation.
That's right.
You wouldn't understand.
Constipation.
When that tank level your drug houses down, level your houses down to have all your equipment, your firepower in.
Yeah.
Level down your neighborhood. Are you that blind?
Go ahead.
Do you love death that much?
Go ahead, man.
I even looked at a soldier, black soldier. He even got on YouTube. He was pleading with the gang members in Chicago. He's told them, don't do it. Don't try to cast out threats to her. He said, I'm in the military.
Yeah.
Would you want a bomb dropped in your neighborhood? Killing your babies, your mother, your daughter?
Go ahead, man.
Can't you see what the devil wants to do to you?
Go ahead.
Am I right, I said?
Good man of God right here now. I don't agree with everything he say, but it's good man of God right here.
Give the wicked pleasure.
Yeah.
To fly a drone over your neighborhood and drop it, and innocent people get killed because of you want to be a fool.
That's right.
And it give them pleasure to drop a bomb right in your house.
That's right.
They already don't care about you. And you showing them you don't care neither.
Amen.
Chicago, hear me good, Chicago. Hear me good, Chicago.
Go ahead, brother.
All that bad talking and cussing over social media don't mean nothing.
No.
Think of the babies that have died. Neighborhood.
No.
Give you no federal aid to build the houses back.
That's right.
It's bigger than you. Undisciplined. Sound the alarm. God be my helper. You know how foolish you are?
Foolish.
We're going to protect our streets. You trigger finger anyway? He said he would hide his first term. There was a general who quit his administration. When they interviewed the general, he said he would hide the suitcase that presidents have privilege to have the code to a nuclear warhead. Right. He said he would make it his business just to hide it from Trump. If a general will hide a nuclear code from the president of the United States, does that not tell you what a wild-minded man he is?
Yeah.
Disagree.
Why, anytime a man will suggest for you to drink bleach to cure you of COVID.
That's right. That's what he said.
Can
He
you
didn't say that
forget
exactly.
That's right.
This man suggests so Bloods, Crips, Gangster Disciples,
I'm trying to get to the part where you talking about Charlie Kirk.
Mexican Mafia. You send a drone in right in.
Not worth
Bible.
And when it comes to conclusion, it does not just when it can last beyond those.
Yeah,
I don't know
we're gonna
what
cut
that
that off. Right? Yeah, I don't know the hell that shit. But Dragon, you right ready to do the crypto news thing? Dragon.
Yes, sir. Give me just a second because I was getting some information down.
All right, so folks, we have seen a lot of shit, man. We'll go back to this while Dragon is getting prepared. Yes, sir.
That church would allow her to do that. And what's up with white liberals loving foreigners, telling them how evil they are for caring about their country? Ilhan Omar knows that their plan has succeeded. They have successfully beat the residents of Minnesota into ideological submission. Minnesotans, I guess, have just adopted the belief that their sole purpose in life is to serve the interests of Somalia. And Charlie Kirk, a man who stood up for America and American values, has to be characterized as an evil, awful person. And that's why Ilhan Omar goes on CNN, mocks Charlie Kirk's death, and says he belongs in the dustbin of history. Watch.
What I find jarring is that there's so many people willing to excuse the most reprehensible things that he said, that they agree with that they're willing to have monuments for him, that they want to create a day to honor him, and that they want to produce resolutions in the House of Congress honoring his life and legacy. It is one thing to
time out real quick. Pause.
This is the same woman right here, y'all, that is taking money with all the other Somalis in Minnesota, Minneapolis, and sending it to Somalia.
Time out. They never talked about they never said anything about building no monument.
Well, there you go. Left again.
There's a. They talked. It was a day of atonement, and it was like
memorial.
Not a memorial. It was God damn it! I'm looking for the right words.
The day before 9/11, they were gonna have that as Charlie Kirk Day. They was gonna just honor his death that day, honor his legacy. Excuse me, honor his legacy on that day.
Yeah. And so it's just a honor. It's just it's a legacy honor. It's basically you're not building no statues. You're not doing all that shit that y'all.
Was it gonna be a federal holiday?
No, they're not making a federal holiday.
Yeah, they're gonna make.
No.
Yeah, they weren't gonna make it a federal holiday.
Yeah, they're not going to do the same. All this shit that y'all did for George Floyd, they're not going to do that.
Well, we ain't riot because of Charlie Kirk's dang death. I tell you that. Wasn't no riots. It was worldwide prayer vigils.
So
black
it
men
was
get
just-
killed by the police, and y'all destroy your own communities.
Shit. No, Black men get killed by the police. These niggas do. They riot, destroyed thousands and thousands of black small businesses. During COVID, where if you open up your church, you would have gotten arrested in some of these parts.
Yep.
But literally a guy who's seen the civil, like literally been in civil distress for the last couple of years, even when Donald Trump was not president. But the left had no problem talking about Trump 24/7. I swear to God, they talk so much about Donald Trump that they made him president again because they just kept talking about him so fucking much.
Yeah, he was campaigning without campaigning. Sure was. Let's go back. Go ahead.
I won $500 because there was a 4% chance Donald Trump was going to win in the polymarts for the next presidential election. I put a couple of dollars on that shit, made a lot of money because Donald Trump became president.
Ain't that something?
It's fucking funny. Reason why is because I was like, they just kept on, they could not stop talking about Trump at all. And I was just like, you can't, that's free publicity.
Yep. Free publicity.
Yep. I'm ready to go when you are, bro.
All right, man. Let's listen to just a little bit of this moment. We're gonna go.
Many people loved him, including his children and wife. But I am not going to sit here and be judged for not wanting to honor any legacy this man has left behind. That should be in the dustbin of history, and we should hopefully move on and forget the hate that he spewed every single day.
Ilhan Omar believes that she embodies true American values, which are socialism, a deep hatred of Western civilization, a scalding contempt for white people and Christianity, an acquiescence and obeisance to the people of the third world. And because Charlie Kirk got people to understand that maybe it isn't such a great idea to import people from the third world who openly hate our country and are trying to destroy it.
We haven't done anywhere near enough. And the people here, I promise you, we do feel ashamed. We do feel like we're not doing enough. We do feel like change needs to come, because change must come. And in the form that it must come is that this empire, the American empire that's been hurting our people since the beginning, the imperial Western powers that have been hurting our people since the beginning, they must fall. And inshallah, they will fall.
You hear this? Look who you got standing next to him. White liberal woman. The white liberal woman can be blamed for a lot of things in this
And not
We gotta
just a
comment.
white liberal woman, but a goddamn ginger.
Yep.
You know that bitch don't got no.
Pharaoh, what's up, buddy? Says peace and love from the Amante, Philippines. Yes, sir.
You know gingers don't got no soul. What's up,
There
Pharaoh?
you go with that shit. There you go with that shit. Come on now, that ain't right. She got one. You see her eyes? Look at her eyes.
Fall. And my message to the people of Gaza and the oppressed peoples
She look like a AI robot
across the world is that there are people here, both young and old, who are going to be willing to fight and are willing to put their lives and everything they can on the line to bring these empires down, because they must come down.
Their goal,
bringing the empires down, y'all. No, sir.
Has always been the destruction of the West. Look at all of Europe. European countries are now having a problem with Muslim areas of their cities being patrolled by private cars maintaining Sharia law, calling them Muslim areas where their rules, their laws have to be followed. And American liberals are aligning with these people because they hold the same beliefs. The implication that some cultures are incompatible with Western civilization was met with strict and harsh criticism and condemnation. You weren't allowed to say it. You had to adopt the belief that Western culture was bad, that white people were bad, that
Going to end it right there, but I want to say this before we go into crypto news, that folks, everything that's been going on in the UK is starting to trickle into America. And I'm going to tell you right now, if Kamala Harris would have won the presidency,
oh, it'd been worse.
Donald Trump and the Republican Party right now, the only thing standing in the way of America becoming a Muslim nation.
Yep.
Seriously. And it's happening. But thank goodness, you know, we got Donald Trump. He's got some stuff that's coming out. He got another, I think, presidential directive coming out about making something about domestic terrorism. And he's already did the one about Antifa. I'm not talking about that. It's something about restricting travel to America or visas for 20 countries that are Muslim in nature. And is also going to crack down on the visas that have not been renewed properly and looking into that stuff. It's all legal. And it's about to happen. So that stuff might get stopped. It's probably a lot of them, because think about it. Ilhan Omar allegedly married her brother and committed immigration fraud. So they're looking into that. And he's gotten on Pam Bondi about that. Matter of fact, Pam Bondi's on the hot seat right now. He said he actually put out a tweet on Truth Social, or he did it on X too, but he put out a post on Truth Social basically telling Pam Bondi, straighten that shit up, get this shit solved. We need some convictions now. If you ain't getting no convictions now, it's gonna be some problems.
Oh man, if all I'm just saying, guys, all I'm just saying. Whoo, I'm getting goosebumps right now. If Pam Bondi ain't cutting it, we got Matt Gaetz in the chamber.
Matt Gaetz, baby.
Matt Gaetz in the goddamn chamber. Oh my God, this shit's about to be, nigga. If you thought 2025 would get interesting, nigga, wait until you see 2026, nigga. If Matt Gaetz become AG, oh my God. Woo!
Dude, you talking about the left getting mad now and complaining and not writing no legislation word for fuck. All they doing is going, I hate Trump, they're gonna be I hate Matt Gaetz. He's gonna take a lot of heat off of Trump. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
It's because Matt Gaetz, a lot of people don't understand, like they literally came after Matt Gaetz with fake rape charges, fake rape allegations.
Yeah, he got a damn hot lava stone up his ass for the left.
Like, and Matt Gaetz would probably have challenged the law to legalize some drugs, some shit for medical use, some shit for recreational use. Like, Matt Gaetz is a goddamn motherfucker. Like, literally the night when Matt Gaetz was nominated, I almost cracked open my bottle, bro. I have a special bottle, dude. I almost cracked open that. I almost cracked open my special whiskey, bro.
Oh, for real? You must have some like that what's that, suckling pig or whatever that damn whiskey is up there, and damn, they said it's really good.
No, it's brandy. Well, not my bad, not whiskey. It's brandy. I'm tripping. It's brandy. It's a brandy from South Korea, from Korea, that I got from a customer a long time ago. It's a very small bottle. They gave me a big bottle. That shit, I've been drunk that shit. But I had a little small bottle, been keeping it, and that bitch just been aging and aging and aging. And I just like, I was waiting for a special occasion, and I was like, I'm gonna pop this bitch tonight. Then I was just like, nah. So we got alcoholic champagne, sparkling cider.
God dang. But shoot, man, let me go ahead and let's go ahead and hit this crypto news. Dragon, what's up? You ready, baby?
Sir, yes, sir.
All right, man. Let's go
All
ahead and hit
right.
this.
Well,
news, man.
all right. So for crypto news this evening, I got some 4 articles that is going to make everybody that has been making sure that they've been making their investments extremely happy. So the first one is for some XLM news. So XLM coin, the Stellar connects to Hyperledger through Swift and DTCC platforms. Remember when I was telling y'all to where the DTCC had gotten a patent with Stellar and with Ripple? Let's go ahead and look a little bit more into this. So Stellar blockchain advances significantly by using Hyperledger Cacti to connect with Hyperledger Bitsu, opening pathways to Swift CBDC Sandbox and DTCC tokenized collateral platform. So Stellar has traditionally been known for cross-border payments and retail money transfers, but recent developments show the network is expanding into much bigger territory. The blockchain is now positioning itself as a serious infrastructure for institutional finance and enterprise-level tokenization systems. So the impact on XLM's position. As noted by Double Agent XLM, these connections transform Stellar from a niche blockchain into a potential backbone infrastructure for institutional tokenization and settlement systems. The blockchain is quietly securing its place in the infrastructure that could power the future of global finance. This is fire in your hands. I just want to read that one part to continue. This isn't just a technical upgrade. It fundamentally changes where Stellar fits in the financial world. The network is evolving from handling retail payments to becoming part of the core infrastructure for global finance. Integration with Swift and DTCC gives it credibility in regulated markets and positions it for long-term growth as tokenization expands into trillion-dollar markets. Pause. I know y'all two are really happy that you put your XLM into some liquidity pools, because once this goes online, you know the price of that's going to go up, which is going to mean what into that liquidity pool, which means that your payout per annual is going to do what when you go back and look? You're welcome. Key developments. Hyperledger Cacti integration. Stellar now uses Hyperledger Cacti as a bridge to connect with Hyperledger Bitsu. This connection, developed by Cheesecake Labs and the Hyperledger Foundation, allows assets to move between Stellar Soroban and Bitsu networks. Cacti simplifies the technical complexity, letting developers build applications without worry about each blockchain's unique architecture. For Stellar, this means it can now work with enterprise Ethereum systems where Bitsu is already widely used. Swift CBDC sandbox access through Cacti Bridge. Stellar can now tap into Swift central bank digital currency CBDC testing environments. This sandbox has been experimenting with multiple digital currencies, including Singapore dollar, Taiwan dollar, Thai baht, and Hong Kong dollar, all running on Bitsu infrastructure. Swift handles the standardized messaging through ISO 222 protocols. With Stellar connected, XLM could potentially serve as a neutral bridge currency for cross-border CBDC transactions. Let me pause real quick and say this. So, for those that have been investing in XLM, has been holding it, staking it, and putting it into liquidity pools, once all of this really goes online, I really hope that you understand what's going to happen per price per unit. Because right now, I believe XLM is what, 38 cents? Can you look that up on CoinMarketCap, bro? So that way people can go ahead and take a look at that real fast. If
The
you're there.
XLM.
Yes,
XLM.
sir.
All right, hold on 1 second.
No problem. So while you're hearing this and you can see what the price.
It's 36 cents at this moment.
36. So it dropped 2 cents from earlier because the entire marketplace is, dropping down real quick. But, we love red days here because that means that we're able to buy more, in which, this is not financial advice or anything else like that. Just giving my opinions, my outlooks from that research, information, and other data structures that I look at.
Says 282. You said what it was, Max? What you saw there?
You said XLM?
Yeah.
XLM.
Yeah, 36 cents. Now, if you had to choose between XLM and H-bar, which one would you choose?
Both.
Hmm.
Remember, H-bar, Hedera hash graph, is utilized by the World Health Organization. Why wouldn't I want to invest in that? I know people don't like the WHO, but on a financial aspect side, or when it comes to,
H-bar is 22 cents.
I'd rather have that. Same thing like with Crow. Crow is like 21 cents, and the Trump Foundation is utilizing that, for payment and other stuff, in which Crow is a payment system. Notice all of these connections with where it's going at and the price of what you're able to get per unit. Just want to put that out there for your thought. So that way, like I said, you need a minimum amount of X amount. So once everything goes online, because you're getting them for pretty much pennies on a dollar, because once they reach the $2 range, $3 range, and everything else, just take XRP as an example. We were buying it when it was like, 20 cents, 30 cents, up to 50 cents, kept continuously buying it. Now it's $2, $3, and it's going to go up. And now you have Larry Fink and other individuals over there, BlackRock Group and other stuff, talking about, the potential downturn of XRP would be like $6 and something odd cents. The potential high run would be $32 and something odd cents within the next couple of years. So if XRP is $32 and something odd cents per pop, how much do you have right now? Because I bet you 10 to 1, there's going to be people that's going to want to sell that XRP once to get to a certain level, because they're going to be thinking of fiat versus looking at longevity and strategy. And mind you, once they do sell that at that price point, they will never be able to get into the price point of what they had beforehand, regardless of how much money that they had before. Now they're paying anywhere between, let's say if they got it at 30 cents and now they're paying $30 and something odd cents per share. Do you not know the quantitative amount of what you're paying into it now? Versus having it to where you can have a liquid asset coming towards you, so you still have that asset there, not selling it, and still make money off of that asset, because that's what that's what the wealthy do. Let me put it like this. I know that there's people that don't like Trump, but I'm gonna use him as an example because he's a businessman. He utilizes his assets. He's very wealthy. Click, click. So I'm going to look to see what the wealthy people are doing on my end, because the wealthy people are who is copying us from the moves of what we're doing. Because remember, we're the ones that set up decentralized finance. So that way we can get away from traditional finance. We were the ones that set this up as retail, coming out with meme coins and other stuff. And then the fintech companies started coming out with stuff that had utilization. And they were even in regards to utilizing DeFi. So that way they can be outside. Somebody is playing some type of Spanish, but we were the ones that were first. Mind you, you have people from the DTCC, and my peeps here can verify it, to where they were saying that retail, we're ahead of them in regards to understanding this, has to get it facilitated and everything else. They're the ones that's catching up to us. So like I said, this isn't necessarily financial advice, but looking out for your future, your children's future, if you have them, or your future children, if you decide to have them, why won't you set yourself up now for pennies on a dollar? And you see the structuralization and the restructuring of the economic systems in place, especially when you get this magnificent information here on this awesome broadcast. So do your due diligence and stack your stuff, put it into the various staking and DeFi plays, do your own research, or link up with somebody that has done extensive research or that looks at crypto 24/7, 325, literally in their sleep. That way they can help you to understand, break down information, show you stuff, and then get you where you need to be. So that way, every time when you start wanting to look at your accounts or other stuff like that, you're like, oh, damn, it went up a little bit. Even if the marketplace went down, you're still making some fucking money. You're not sitting up there scrambling when your marketplace goes down and quickly want to sell your shit. Anyway, let me go ahead and let me continue. Swift CBDC sandbox access through the Cacti Bridge. Stellar can now tap into Swift's central bank CBDC testing environment. This sandbox has been experimenting with multiple digital currencies, including Singapore dollar, Taiwan dollars, Thai baht, and Hong Kong dollars, all running on BISU infrastructure. Swift handles the standardizing messaging through ISO 222 protocols. With Stellar connected, XLM could potentially serve as a neutral bridge currency for cross-border CBDC transactions. DTCC tokenized collateral platform. The Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation recently launched a real-time tokenized collateral management system built on Hyperledger BISU. This platform is designed to increase liquidity, speed up collateral movements, and bridge traditional finance with digital assets for high-value institutional flows. Stellar's new connection to BISU creates a direct path into this institutional grade tokenization infrastructure. Do you understand what that means? Once this thing really goes live and you have invested in Stellar, which is at what again, Max? You said 36 cents? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's at 36.
Sir.
Really quickly, can somebody take a look to see how much in transactions that the DTCC does annually? So that way you can quantify
That on
those.
Stellar?
No, just how much that the DTCC does in transactions annually. Because, they're the ones that's over the stocks and other stuff like that.
DTC. Hold on. DTC for XLM, right?
No, not for XLM. I'm going to tie in XLM later. Just how much does the DTCC, how much fiat do they process annually?
As DTCC processes approximately 2.5 quadrillion in value worldwide, making one of the highest financial value processors globally.
So tie that with XLM and the utilization of that network in regards to what you're about to invest in for 36 cents. And they do how much again worldwide? And Stellar's
Quadrillion, almost 3 quadrillion.
And they're sitting up here saying that they've already been testing with stuff such as the Singapore dollars, Taiwan dollars, Thai baht, and Hong Kong dollars, all running on BISU network infrastructure, right? I just read that, didn't I? Huh. Okay. I just want to point that out to where, as I've been saying on this network for a while now, this is your 40 acres and a mule. Because if you do not see how this stuff is set up and you can easily buy that, you ain't got to buy that alcohol at that time. You can chill off on that blunt at that time, or any other vices that you potentially have to say, you know what, I'm going to take this money, I'm going to invest it over here because I know I'm just going to fuck it off anyway. So if I'm just going to fuck it off, why not at least put it to where it's something that's going to make me more money later on down the line, or make me more money within the next 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how many trades is being done. That's just how, for me, that's how my form of thought is. Like I said, not giving y'all financial advice, but just telling you the ways of how I think and how I operate, which has greatly increased my money value so much because I'm not spending it on stuff that's malarkey. Personally. Not saying that I don't have my stuff that I don't spend it on, because I do, but I make sure that I dollar cost average, because me investing into my future for what's getting ready to happen not too long from now is far more important than my vices. In which, if I can go ahead and control my vices and then, start paying more into what I need to advance, well, then that means I have more control over my reality. Take that and run with that. So the next article that I have is about the CFTC, which explores stable coins as tokenized collateral and derivatives. Hold on, let me put this in there so that way you can pull that up, big bro, so that way they can see this too. Give me a second.
I got you.
All right, there we go. So Initiative Markets, a milestone in digital asset adoption within U.S. derivative markets with focus on regulatory clarity and financial system modernization. The CFTC is exploring the use of stablecoins as tokenized collateral in U.S. derivative markets, signaling growing integration of digital assets in traditional finance. Caroline D. Pham, acting chair of the CFTC, emphasized modernization of derivatives trading using blockchain and tokenized assets. That ties right back into the article of what I just read with the DTCC. So, the CFTC announced today it's exploring the use of stable coins as tokenized collateral in the U.S. derivatives market, marking a significant step towards integrating digital assets into traditional finance. The exploration builds on the Commission's 2025 Crypto Sprint program, which aims to provide clearer regulatory framework for trading crypto assets on registered exchanges. One other thing real quick. The SEC approves Grayscale's Ethereum ETF under new generic listing framework. The decision transitions Grayscale Ethereum Trust. If you'll scroll up so that way you can get there, that's where the next one is. The decision transitions Grayscale Ethereum Trust and Mini Trust, bingo, into the NYSE ARCA generic standards, easing future ETF listings. The SEC approved NYSE's ARCA proposal to transition Grayscale's Ethereum Trust and Ethereum Mini Trust from non-generic approvals to the exchange's new generic listing framework. The move follows the Commission's adoption of Rule 8-201-E generic earlier this month, which allows certain commodity-based trust shares to be listed without case-by-case approval if they meet set requirements. That means they trying to hurry up and get stuff out there so that way it ain't taking so long. So that way, man, look, I already know what they're doing. Y'all better hold your own stuff. Since the SEC approved the ETF under the new generic rule, Grayscale may be preparing to launch additional products through the same pathway, potentially targeting other funds it manages for faster ETF approval, such as like that XRP ETF that's going to be dropping next month. Also, the next XRP ETF that they're going to be wanting to drop in December. Watch. And there is going to be a supply shock to XRP. I hope you guys are. Other issuers are also expected to watch closely as the framework could accelerate listings for pending products such as proposed XRP and Solana ETFs. Oh, I love it. Okay, the next thing that I got for us here, let me go ahead and put this in our lovely little chat so my big bro can go ahead and show y'all this work. And while y'all can see how this framework is molding in front of you, in front of your eyes, and that way you can go ahead and take action to it. So, Ripple stablecoin becomes off-ramp for BlackRock tokenized fund. Ripple has joined forces with Securitize on smart contracts that allows holders of BlackRock and VanEck tokenized funds to exchange their shares of Ripple for the firm's stablecoin. Pause. I'm going to go on our Zaman wallets that we have, and I'm going to take a look to see if I can find those. So if we can find those, I'm going to let you guys know so that way we can heavily invest in that. Because then that'll be useful on X Magnetic. And remember, X Magnetic is that platform to where you would put up your RLUSD and your XRP in the liquidity trading tool, so that way you're making the money that way. I hope you're also utilizing that along with what I showed you with crypto.com, and also what I had showed you with your Stellar of the Lobster wallet, so that way your assets are working for you 3 times and they're not just sitting there humdiddling, slinging their fingers around. Now let me continue. By bringing Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin to Securitize tokenized platform, the smart contract adds additional off-ramp for BlackRock's Build and VanEck's V-Build tokenized short-term treasury funds. The smart contract means that Build and V-Build holders can instantly exchange their shares for RLUSD 24/7, unlocking additional stable on-chain transfers. Investors gain continuous exposure to RLUSD while preserving exposure to on-chain yield and a broader range of DeFi strategies. Let me repeat that one last time. Investors gain continuous exposure to RLUSD while preserving exposure to on-chain yield and a broader range of DeFi strategies. That's why I was telling y'all months back, hey, go onto this platform and go ahead and get some RLUSD, put some more into it, do this and do that, because you're going to need it later on down the line. Here we are down the line. Jack McDonald, SVP, stablecoins, Ripple says, make RLUSD available as an exchange option for tokenized funds is a natural step. Natural next step as we continue to bridge traditional finance and crypto. Carlos Domingo, CEO of Securitize, adds partnering with Ripple to integrate RLUSD into our tokenized infrastructure is a major step forward in automating liquidity for tokenized assets. Together, we're delivering real-time settlement and programmable liquidity across a new class of compliant on-chain investment products, bridging the full potential of blockchain to institutional finance. And lastly, this last one right here, let me go ahead and send this over to. See, reading stuff like this and knowing the moves and what the fuck? Hold on. Okay, there we go. Let me say this real quick. Reading stuff like this and knowing the moves and stuff of what we've been making far ahead of this, it just brings a whole level of delight because you see where stuff is going, and that means stuff is going to exponentially grow because this is the what was it? The internet. Remember when people were investing and things were like
.com, the
.com era, yeah, when things were like 36 cents, 50 cents, and other stuff. That's why I'm giggling because like this is a rehash of that. Anyway, tokenized funds to skyrocket 58-fold to 235 billion by 2029. See how all this is in alignment? Asset managers are leveraging tokenized distribution as their fastest route into digital assets, while DeFi platforms are tapping tokenized money market funds to manage their treasuries and retain investor capital. I hope y'all see these cookie crumbs. The staid world of asset management is on the cusp of a seismic shift, with a new report predicting a monumental 58-fold surge in tokenized funds over the next 5 years. This burgeoning market is a forecast to balloon from the modest $4 billion in 2024 to a staggering $235 billion by 2029. From $4 billion to $235 billion by 2029. With what was that? Round-the-clock liquidity access for 24/7 trading with two asset management groups, one that has 11 trillion under management and another one that has $1.5 trillion under management. Just kind of throw that in and to kind of rope that into this right here so that way you can see what's going on right there. According to Calastone white paper, as asset managers increasingly embrace blockchain technology to modernize the distribution of management of investment funds. According to the report, based on surveys of asset managers and DeFi/Web3 platforms, reveals a growing consensus that that tokenization, the process of converting ownership rights of an asset into a digital token on a blockchain, offers significant advantages over traditional models. A striking 65% of asset managers who have already ventured into tokenized funds attest to their benefits, citing increased automation, enhanced liquidity, and the ability to tap into new investor demographics. That's what the fuck we just read. Excuse my language, but I had to say it like that. We just fucking read that shit. Yes, I'm excited. DeFi has created a new class of platforms and investors who want to access the same trusted products that underpin traditional markets, but in a way that fits their digital native infrastructure, said Adam Building, Chief Technology Officer at Calastone. Tokenization provides the bridge, enabling asset managers to meet both needs with products that are immediately usable within the DeFi ecosystem. Money markets and private asset funds lead the charge. At the forefront of this transformation are money market funds and private asset funds, which asset managers have identified as the most promising candidate for tokenization. The appeal of tokenized money market funds is particularly strong among DeFi and Web3 platforms, with a remarkable 80% of these platforms believing that such funds could be beneficial for managing their treasuries. Did you know that your crypto wallet is a treasury? Did you know that you yourself, by having your own custodial wallet that you custody, you're your own treasury, which means that you're your own asset management, which means that this is talking to you out there. So, this sentiment is not merely theoretical. Half of these platforms anticipate a significant increase of at least 25% in their holdings of tokenized assets by 2030. For these digitally native firms, tokenized money market funds offer a regulated, yield-bearing alternative to stablecoins for managing their capital. The move towards tokenization is not just a fringe experiment. Major financial institutions are actively exploring and implementing this technology. JP Morgan's tokenized collateral network, pause. Remember, JP Morgan is working with Coinbase, for instance, is a prime example of how tokenized assets, including money market fund shares, can be used to streamline collateral management and reduce settlement friction. This trend is further evidenced by the growing number of asset managers planning to enter the space. While only 13% of managers currently plan on to distribute tokenized funds in the next year, that number is expected to more than double to 28 by 2030 in a new era of digitized distribution. The rise of tokenized funds is intrinsically linked to the broader trend of digital transformation in the financial service industry. Asset managers are increasingly looking for more efficient and cost-effective ways to distribute their products. And digital platforms and exchanges are emerging as the preferred channels. This shift is particularly pronounced in the Asia-Pacific region, which the Calastone report identifies as the biggest growth market for tokenized funds. That means that if Pharaoh were to have invested in the stuff, he'd be filthy flipping rich by 2030 because he's in the Asia Pacific region. An overwhelming 85% of asset managers in the APAC are embracing tokenization compared to 77% globally. 85 versus 77%. Seems like things are moving towards a digitized economy. However, the path to widespread adoption is not without its hurdles. Regulatory uncertainty remains a key concern for many in the industry, while regulators in jurisdictions like Singapore, the UK, and Hong Kong are actively working to create frameworks for tokenized assets. A globally harmonized approach is yet to emerge. Furthermore, the industry needs to address challenges related to interoperability between new blockchain-based systems and existing legacy infrastructure. Despite these challenges, the momentum behind tokenized funds appears unstoppable because it's the juggernaut, baby. The potential benefits from democratizing access to previously illiquid assets to enhance transitional efficiency and transparency are simply too compelling to ignore. Let me run that back. The potential benefits from democratizing access to previously illiquid assets to enhance transactional efficiency and transparency are simply too compelling to ignore. As the technology matures and regulatory frameworks solidify, the tokenized funds market is poised to move from the periphery to the mainstream, fundamentally reshaping the landscape of asset management for years to come. The financial world is watching, and for those who are prepared, the opportunities are immense. Wait. Did this article just say the same thing of what I've been saying for months? Let me read that one more time. The financial world is watching, and for those who are prepared, the opportunities are immense. So, once again, and lastly, I don't want to harp on this too much, but that's why I've been stressing to you wonderful viewers out there to make your investments, get in before they start putting their regulations, their structurizations, what you can, what you can't do, how much of an amount's going to go on. Then when they start putting liquidity features to it, we can move this around, we can do this, and we can do that. That's inevitably going to make said market areas grow because of the chains of what they're using, such as like with using Ripple's XRP ledger. Ripple is the XRP in itself, you already know, is the bridging point, the bridging aspect. They're already looking into that price jump. The price is already jumping to that. Now, XLM, who is now working with the DTCC at 36 cents, ain't going to be there for that long. I'm going to tell you that right now. HBAR, Hedera, who's working with the World Health Organization in itself, they're getting ready to ramp up stuff. And Hedera has been doing a whole bunch of stuff on the back end with gaming, with DeFi, and other stuff like that too, in which I'm going to wind up pulling up some Hedera information the next time. But all of the chains that I've been talking about for a long time sure has got these institutionals backing them up now. So if you have, let's say, about 4,000 XLM or like 5,000, or even 2,000 of it, let's just say around like that. I'm not looking at if it hits $1. I'm looking at when it hits $5 and you have 2,000 tokens. And those 2,000 tokens have been working for you, so that way you actually have more tokens on a yield, kind of like with when you put your HBAR into your Hashpack wallet, it puts it to a node automatically for you, so that way you have your automatic staking feature with you. So you're getting HBAR in the long run. You understand that play. So as an example, since HBAR is like around 22 cents, when it starts being more interoperable and it's being used in the same sense like XLM and Ripple and everything else like that, what the fuck do you think is going to happen at price per unit? And because you have it staking and you're automatically getting more and more of those coins over time, ding ding, that's how you manage your assets. And yes, here in the 3-Man podcast, in the crypto area space, we're our own asset managers. So, not financial advice, but we're just giving you information as to how we operate, how we think, how we structure, so that way our assets are making money for us. So once these assets wind up hitting in the trillions and other stuff like that, since you already had heard what's going to be happening by 2029, and the fact we're 235 billion by 2029, so 235 billion is about to go into these networks on that alone. Not even including what we just read about the DTCC, what they do annually, and they already have a patent with Stellar, XLM, and with Ripple. Hello, you're going to need to want to managing that type of money, because if you give it to them, you won't have custody over it no more. You will not have legal rights over it anymore. Just like with this thing, and I'll end it here in just a minute. Just like with the Midas Ripple thing, if there's something with that coming out, because they're saying, hey, you can stake or put your XRP with us. They'll give you this token, of which will have, some cash value for USDC or USD, of which you can cash out, but you will never get your XRP back. You will never get that back. So don't do Midas. Personally, I'm just saying for myself, because of how it is. I want y'all to do your own research. Like, Midas XRP, what is this? And then look into the white paper, and then look into the detailed information of who was liable for what, because they can do haircuts on you. They can stop you from getting your payment. They can delay your payment if they want to, because remember, you're no longer the custodial holder of said asset. You gave that asset to them, and they gave you something else in order to replace that asset of what you can utilize for a value. So that's literally the same system replacing itself for your assets. That's why I say personally, unless you want to kind of be put right back into where you were, to where somebody else is maintaining and facilitating your assets, to where you don't have any custody over it. Kind of like how at the banks now, they can freeze your account. They can stop you from getting funds because you don't own those bank notes. The bank owns those bank notes that you're utilizing in said bank. That's the reason why they're giving you a bank note, not an actual legal, but not an actual tender that's backed by gold and silver. It's just a bank note of what you're putting in there to utilize for it. That's why they can structurize everything. Remember, you made an account with them, not you creating your own account for your own wallet to where you're moving stuff into, of where you have all your stuff underneath cold wallet storage, of which you can even make into an LLC to where motherfuckers can't touch because it's on a device of what you have in your possession. Notice the difference between the two. And I'm going to end it right there. Sorry, I had to go on my little rant because I needed it to be known.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
So hold on 1 second. Damn it, I just had it. Fuck, where's that? So for your H bar, which wallet do you use for your for the Bonzo?
Hashpack. Everything's connected with a hashpack.
Hashpack, okay.
Yeah, remember when I was putting in the Hashpack wallet? You can go back either into the in either of the chats and just scroll up, and you'll see to where you can get Hashpack. But yeah, Hashpack wallet is the one to where it does the automatic staking. Hashpack wallet links in with Bonzo Finance, which also links in with Saucer Swap. That's why I was putting all that information into the DeFi area, because you'll see where I show HBAR, Saucer Swap, Bonzo Finance, Hashpack. They all are interoperable and they link with one another because they're all building off a Hedera system. And then you can swap inside of your Hashpack wallet and buy other tokens in your Hashpack wallet as well too, such as Bank Social. Remember when I was talking about getting some Bank Social in there, getting some Dovu in your Hashpack wallet, because those things are really moving up as well, besides getting the Bank Social app itself. Yes, the Hashpack wallet. And then mind you, when you put your HBAR into your Hashpack wallet, they automatically connect you to a node and do staking for you. Which reminds me, I need to go ahead and check to see what my payout, my dividend payouts has been from that, because I continue to get.
What about now? Which wallet do you use for your XRP?
Here's the thing. I have my cold storage, my cold wallet for my XRP, but also, the Zaman wallet that I utilize, which is the XRP Ledger wallet, the X Magnetic, so I can utilize the RLUSD and XRP into the liquidity pools. You have to have the Zaman wallet. I put that in there too.
Spell that.
XMAN. Hold on. Let me do this because let me go into our DeFi chat, our DeFi wealth group chat. And let me scroll up. And let me see because it should be in here.
I thought because I thought I had it.
Yeah, I thought you been had Zaman Wallet.
I thought I had it.
Here it is. XYO. I got the stuff for Villodrome, Velo, XRP Toolkit, Quarters Theory in there and everything like that too. Hold on.
Because I'm transferring my H-bar tonight to the hash pack.
Well, that's where all mine is at. Besides my my cold storage. Let's see what I took it from the other thing. So I'll link you to. Give me a second.
All right.
Because I think I should be able to do an invite or whatnot. So hold on, let me see if I can do that real quick.
Well, I think that is it for us guys. I can hear Sean playing the music.
That's my jam, though, man.
Hey,
okay,
man.
it's XAMAN is what it is.
It's an hour and 27 after midnight. Yeah, man.
Oh, one other thing that I want to talk about, I want to get on a call with y'all at someday into the DeFi chat is setting up our LLCs for our cold wallets, bro.
Okay.
So that way, depending on what may happen legal wise or anything else, let's say somebody tries to come after you for something, for some weird shit, they can't touch it.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's just another particular measure for our assets and stuff like that. So.
Oh, my ears. Oh, my God. Whew.
57.08. 3 cent daily.
But yeah, you use the Zaman wallet to connect to like X Magnetic, other stuff like that. Also, like, you know how I have my XRP on Doppler Finance. Remember when I was showing y'all that? Because that's another area where I was able to stake. Because I have 81 XRP staked until Vault. My position value is $245. And that's to where you have to use your Zaman wallet to connect to that, so that way you're getting your Doppler stuff, so you're getting your shit. So yeah, because Doppler points are about depositing XRP on XRP Fi and unlocking potential airdrops, in which that's where XRP Fi itself has linked up with like the Decent wallet and other stuff. So Doppler is something legit.
Yes, sir.
So,
yes, sir, folks. So hopefully y'all been listening, man. Hope y'all been listening and doing things, man. I mean, please, this is your chance to make it up out the pool house. Make it up out the get to.
Really hope you have. Like,
yes, sir.
We stayed in together, nigga.
But folks, it's been a night, man.
5 places to put y'all assets to make y'all money, make it work for you. You got 5 different vehicles. And that's what the rich always say anyway. You have to have 5 different avenues plus in order to make sure that you're absolutely wealthy. So I gave y'all 5 different DeFi avenues.
Yes, sir. But folks, that's gonna do it for tonight. We appreciate y'all hopping by the 3-Man podcast. And once again, Muslims is taking over Minneapolis.
Thank y'all so much. We really do.
Muslims is taking over in Minneapolis. Watch
All
out,
right. Yes, sir. Allah Akbar.
Like nobody. Jews, niggas, Asians, blacks, whites, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Cubans.
Oh, Anchi, Anjura, Sancho.